All right. So, we can just get started as everybody's already here.
Yep.
Um, so it's been a week since you liberated the Shrouded Veil and returned it to the material plane. And during that time, the broad strokes of what happened is Wyatt, Bertie, and your companions have begun to institute a kind of temporary government to just get things under control. Um, a lot of the people that lived in Andon have migrated down to Angra to start the rebuilding process of everything that was destroyed by the war and just try to get the city back on its feet. But what I'm interested in is what you guys have been up to during that week of downtime. So I'm just going to go through the list of everybody, and you can all tell me what your characters have been doing. So what has Amity been up to, Jennifer?
Sean might have to go first.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
You have Sean go first. Go ahead.
The firebrand has been otherwise missing since he collapsed the plane, I believe.
Hmm.
I think I mentioned that.
So he just disappeared, and
Yeah, he
nobody...
disappeared because he was the one to yank the last tether connected the ley line at the very end. He's the one that freed the plane, and then otherwise he'd completely vanished. No one's seen nor heard of him.
Did he really just fucking fuck off without saying goodbye? Iska's not going to be pleased with that.
So when he disappeared, like, was he in front of everybody and he just vanished, or
yes, he just vanished.
He just vanished. Okay.
Well, that's ominous. So, I don't like that.
Some kind of magical force, perhaps, acted upon him, and he disappeared.
Oh dear.
I mean, he was the one with the amulet and everything. We'd have been looking his direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that kind of bombshell out of the way, I can ask everybody else what they have been doing, in light of that information. So, Jennifer, you want to go now?
So I think the last thing you told me was that the instant it went down, I got the notification from my dream message spell that the Zora had received my message and is therefore in the material plane and alive.
That's correct.
So in that moment, with everything that had just gone on, and Sparky has just disappeared without even a respectable puff of smoke, that day Amity just lost it. And over the past week has spent basically every third level spell slot she can cheese casting dream message at people. A lot to Zora, with like increasing degrees of panic and irritation, and then apology and pleading. I assume I have continued to receive no response or any kind of message in return.
You have not received any response, though every single message you sent is received to Zora. Is there anyone else that you've sent messages to?
I have sent at least one to Jorge. It's extremely irritated.
So, Sean, was the message received or not? If it was received, it would mean that the firebrand is on the material plane. It was not received.
What the fuck, Sean?
So, that particular spell is like a 10-minute ritual casting time. So, she would have been doing that privately. And you guys would have been aware of her, like, increasing irritation. And then she, like, took a day, wandered off with a pack of goblins. Rumors of a lot of smoke in the distance came back much better.
She blew something up.
And went and found Nora, who she's keeping, if Nora has no other plans.
Who's Nora again?
Nora's the little girl we rescued.
Oh, the one I accidentally traumatized.
If she was already pretty traumatized.
Yeah, but then I told her dad was dead to her face.
Oh yeah, the ghost. Yeah, the ghost did lead you to her. That's right. All right. So just one other thing I forgot to mention. When we start the adventure, which will be like 1 week from the end of the last one, you all will be in Angra. So whenever you go over what you've been doing, just make sure that you're not off somewhere. Your character needs to be in Angra.
Yeah.
Noah, you want to go next?
Well, I have forgotten how to do a Russian accent. So that's fun. Iska knows that Amity is capable of divining, or at least communicating over long distances. So she's going to have asked if Amity was able to contact the Firebrand, and when Kobold hugs.
Kobold.
When he did not receive the message, she will be very frustrated, but also, like, what can she do? She's going to assume that because he did not receive the message, it just means he's not on this plane. So if he's dead, he's dead. If he's not dead, she's going to be really mad when they meet up again. Like, really fucking mad.
I mean, we're totally...
She's going to kick...
us, we're going to take it out on him if we ever see him again.
His shins will never recover.
Yeah, or his psyche, really.
Yeah. Between the two of us, we can do a lot of damage. Iska is also going to have put that drop of blood on the thing.
Okay.
And revealed Iorith's last message. She's going to have told everybody she's doing it.
So I am going to give you the verbiage of the message in a private Discord, and it's going to be your call. What, if anything, you want to reveal to everybody, and you can feel free to read it if that's what you'd like to do.
I was first in chat, Jennifer, because I didn't have work today. Leave me alone.
Awesome.
Okay.
While Iska's reading, does Nora have other plans? Or is she open to finding a new home in Magmar?
So Nora tells you that she has nothing left here, and it hurts for her to stay in this area. So she would love if you could just take her somewhere else, somewhere out of this place.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh,
Yep.
I need to call you an absolute motherfucker. Iska's gonna recognize the fucking name, and put that out in the fucking, chat. Hang on, and then I'm gonna read it out loud for everybody watching. Hang on, let me find the right, there it is. Okay, so here's what happened. For those of you who do not recall what I'm talking about, we're gonna find the first... Will you stop? What the fuck? Let me have this... Oh my god, I lost everything. The fucking toolbar is gone. I accidentally went into the combat thing, and it's gone.
Oh, no.
It's kind of buggy. I would just refresh.
God fucking damn it.
Oh,
Anyways.
This is also a new version of Foundry, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. We were...
Yeah, flat-footed is now non-existent.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Anyways,
And-
so, for those of you who did not know what I was talking about, Iska, formerly of Lastwall, amnesia, blah blah blah, recap. Anyways, she found this in her dagger. To whichever of my comrades receives this, ha, I know it must be you, Iska. I knew you were a survivor from the moment we first met. If anyone survives this, it will be you. Please do not share the contents of this letter with anyone else unless you are sure you can trust them with your life and the lives of countless others. If you are reading this, it means I must be dead. But by the inheritor, I cannot let my mission die with me. I must implore you to finish it for me, but it is a burden that you must freely accept, and it is not without danger. If you do not wish to accept this burden, simply burn this letter and forget you ever saw it. However, if you choose to accept this burden, then you must put a single drop of blood on the lower left corner of this letter, and all will be revealed. And then the revealed bit. I am a member of an ancient and secretive organization called the Keepers. While I still serve Lastwall, my utmost loyalty is to them. I'm on a mission to retrieve a certain item that was lost and last seen in Lastwall. A locket made of a shimmering purple metal that cannot be opened no matter how hard one tries. If you're reading this, it means I have failed. You must find my contact with the Keepers in Magnamar and let him know of my failure. He's an elf called Zoranel Denora. If he knows of this, he will be able to dispatch another to take my place. It is imperative that this object be recovered. I cannot allow my failure to be the failure of all the Keepers. Your friend always, Iorworth. Yeah, and that's when I called Josh a fucker. Because
I know.
that
Pretend it.
is Amity's pseudo-father figure? Father figure? Dad? Dad.
Also, just case in point, just to clarify something,
Uh-huh.
Amity also has a necklace, right?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
She does. It is not purple.
Okay, it is not purple. That was
Unlock
going to
it.
be my
It
second
cannot be
question.
open, no matter
Is
how
the
hard you
necklace
try.
purple?
There's been some trying,
Wait, so it is a locket that you can't open no matter how hard you try?
but
That's
it's gold.
correct.
It's gold. So there's multiple items. Cool. Cool.
Or this one's been made to look not purple for some reason.
Anyways, now your mission is my mission. Let's find Zora.
All right.
Yeah, more burning things.
And yanking bones out of people. Oh, you mean as stress
All right.
relief.
So,
We get another couple messages. One of them is just cursing. Full, solid 60 seconds spent.
Just yelling
The
fuck at
second
him.
one explains what's going on.
okay, to Zora?
Yeah.
It doesn't ask, hey, did you know a guy named Iorworth? Because, respond.
The second one does. The first one's just cursing.
No response.
Motherfucker. If
Okay.
you could have fucking background noise like a goddamn phone voicemail, Iska would be yelling, how do you know him? Who is he? I remember nothing! But in a Russian accent. Sorry, I didn't need to actually yell that. How do you do a Russian accent?
All
God
right.
damn it.
So let's move on to Tex. What has Torek been up to?
Turk is I think following Firebrand's Team 4-star pop disappearing out of Turk has been. I feel like Firebrand disappearing has kind of made Turk realize, shit, I have no idea what I'm doing.
We all.
Yeah, like I have been bullshitting that I know how to fight this entire time, and I've only been able to get through because, at least in Turk's vision, the Firebrand has been kind of carrying his ass with guns. So now, Turk is like probably going to spend the week starting to actually trying to practice to not just flashy showmanship, but learning how to actually fight.
Real combat for real boys.
Yes.
All right. Well, that sounds great, everybody. Thank you for letting us all know what your characters have been up to during the past week. And now we can get started with the adventure. So, you were all in Angra. And you have been staying in Karabroga, which is currently kind of under a massive renovation, repurposing. So it's been noisy, but you have been able to at least catch some sleep at night in rooms that have been provided you. When you hear a loud clamor, people kind of running through the halls, uncharacteristically, it definitely seems like something is going on.
Yes, excellent.
You're on your quarters right now.
Stay there, and I'll go find Turek and Iska.
Oh yeah, Iska's definitely not anywhere.
Okay.
Super findable.
Yeah, Turek is easy enough to find. He's just sleeping in the quarters right near you. So now you two are together. You have an inclination that Iska maybe you want to shelf somewhere, maybe in the kitchen.
Let's see. What have I?
If I was a traumatized amnesiac no spellcaster, where would I be hiding?
second shelf drawer in a wardrobe somewhere.
You think she could fit in the drawer?
It's a big enough dresser, yeah.
I'd check then.
This castle. Okay. So after searching the castle for a bit, you do find Iska. And Noah, where do they find Iska hiding?
Probably on top of a bookshelf somewhere.
All right. You find Iska on top of a bookshelf in one of the many study rooms in the castle. So you're all together now. What would you like to do?
If there's like still people like going to and fro, I feel like Turk would like kind of wave one down and say like, "What's going on? It's the middle of the night."
Okay. You find you're able to stop one of the maidservants in the castle, and she says, "Oh, you did it here. There's been new arrivals from outside of the Vale.
Oh,
They appear to be some kind of caravan of people that have just walked into the city. At least I've heard they're as bewildered as the people here. We're just trying to notify everyone possible and make room for them."
So has nobody from the Vale actually like tried to step foot outside that Sebastian don't? God damn it, hang on. I'm about to be unplugged.
I think
Cat
you weren't
things.
meant to ask
All
that
right, I'm back.
question.
Sorry, my cat just yanked my headphones out of my ear. Because he decided to sit himself in the most inconvenient manner possible. So out of character. So nobody's like tried to like explore outside the Vale since they've been returned to Golarion.
No one you know of, and it has only been a week. So thus far, people have just been trying to like get their bearings back. A lot of their homes have been destroyed by the war.
That's fair.
Venturing out is the last thing on most of their minds right now.
That's valid.
He's been on like a panic-induced procrastination cycle. Like, you and I are probably pretty sure we know the next step, but... Well, if there's people from outside the Vale, the three of us are the last people to have been outside the Vale, so we should probably go see who's come.
Oh, it's definitely not my place to tell you no. Of course, they're near the gates of Angra, the southern gates.
I assume you've already talked to Wyatt and all his people.
Wyatt has been notified, and he has given the order to make rooms available for them in the castle here.
Well, let's just not.
We may,
Are
as
you two
well,
with me?
I'm with you.
we may as well welcome the first to explore. That was a terrible Russian accent. And of course, Saturn took their ability to return my accent with them. I should have been practicing, but what?
Like, just watch a few clips of Hunt for Red October, because if you can't do Russian, do Sean Connery's approximation of Russian. It'd be perfect.
I don't want to. I don't want to be Sean Connery.
I mean, of all the people you could be, Sean Connery is pretty far from the worst.
That's not a ringing endorsement, Sean.
That's very much not. You can't be defending just because he's a fellow Sean.
All right,
Alex
let's
Trebek.
head to the southern. Let's head to the gates.
So you head to the southern gate, and indeed, as you were told, you see a large amount of people kind of milling around outside. And Amity, these people have a familiar feel to you. Seeing them almost makes you feel at home, as many of them are wearing the fashions typical of Magnamar. And around the front of this group, you see someone who seems like he's in some kind of leadership position. He's a human with kind of mid-length brown hair, and I think he can probably describe himself. So, Sean?
Did you really go from human to human?
I did, in fact.
You're lame.
A man in glamorous plate is seen barking orders to everyone else, trying to get them orderly. he kind of takes off. He's wearing like a scarf hood thing right now. He lowers it and his arm. He stretches and straightens up for a moment before locking eyes with what appears to be the group. One moment.
Insight. I cast invisible item on the amulet.
Okay. You can roll like it's perception. Is it perception in this game?
It is
Yeah,
undetected. Anyone who wants to find
Yeah.
it has to look for it.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it right in front of him, though, correct?
What?
Are you doing it right in front of him? Like, are you standing
No,
right in front of him?
before we get there.
Before you get there.
Okay.
Okay. That's the difference.
So this man tells some of his subordinates to hold position while he approaches the group. Well,
Okay.
it seems like you're in some sort of leadership position, at least from the people I've seen here. He says, he gives a short bow. I'm Lucian of the Pathfinder Society. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Though I wish it were under better circumstances. The man's armor is polished to a silvery blue sheen, with immaculate gold trimming on the plates themselves. His breastplate home to a number of insignias waxed to the armor. The two that stand out among them is one that being a softly illuminated symbol of Iomade on the shape of a kite shield, a token of the old Knights of Ozim. On his belt, a large wayfinder is latched on, with a dull-grade gem slotted into it. Though, of all the things, I never expected to see a castle in the middle of the Churlwood. 'Tis a nice sign of relief, especially compared to what's going on down south. Magnamar's gone to hell. We were on our way to Roderick's Cove with some refugees before the city went on lockdown.
Roll a society check to see if I know of or have heard of this gentleman.
Okay. How well known is Lucian, Sean?
So Lucian's kind of a middle rank member in the Pathfinder Society. He kind of rubs shoulders with some of the nobility in the city, especially being from the kind of like information gathering part of the organization.
Okay. I'll say since you were essentially raised by Zora. Zora did mention some of the folks that he's worked with at the Pathfinder Society before, when some of the ventures he went on in his younger days, and you did hear the name Lucian mentioned before.
Lucian, it's wonderful to see you. Magnamar's on lockdown.
I don't know much about it. Usually my area of expertise is documenting and collating information. Though, from what I've been able to gather, an organization known as the All-Seeing Eye was hitting some key infrastructure in Magnamar, causing a relatively militant group to depose the current leadership in order to replace them with something more militant to deal with the rabble rousers.
Question. Sorry, continue.
We've been out of touch for a little while. When was the beginning of this event? What set this off?
He thinks for a moment. It was like it happened after some nobleman's manor got invaded. Sometime after that, I have to see some Zora, I believe.
Well, I am Amadita Nora.
Oh.
Zoranel is my guardian. And we're actually in more a state of celebration and rebuilding than difficult times here. But I've been planning to head to Magnamar within the next week after the attack on my home.
Well, getting into the city is going to be rather difficult, at least I believe. Like I said, the city's on lockdown. No one's leaving, no one can enter, at least supposedly until the current leadership decides it's acceptable for outsiders to be let in. We, as he gestures towards like the caravan behind him, were the last ones out before the city went on lockdown proper, as far as I know.
Question. What would it be to see if Iska recognizes the Knights of Ozum?
Society.
Well,
Society,
not so much recognize
religion.
as remember.
Do you have like warfare lore?
remember?
Because
Yeah.
military organizations would be warfare.
I just want to see if she remembers it.
I mean, I would roll society, and since you might have known the information before, I'll just essentially give you War Horsepower, an advantage on it.
Well, either way.
Yeah, either way.
Rolls there.
You do.
Now the question is.
Sorry?
Now the question is, does she recognize her own relationship to it? She recognizes the name from. She knows the Knights of Ozum. She knows they were at Last Wall. She knows they became the Knights of Last Wall.
Yes. So Iska, in this moment, as you're hearing this conversation, memories just start coming back to you like in a rush, and it's hard for you to even stay standing, remembering all these things that you had previously just lost to amnesia.
Wait, is Iska remembering everything now?
You're not remembering everything.
Good.
You're just having flashbacks to you being in the Knights of Ozum, some of the people you knew, including having more memories of Iris. Not everything, but you remember some of the good times you spent with it.
Cool. Iska's gonna start crying. Quietly.
Gonna put it on Iska's shoulder.
And she's gonna be very angry about it.
That's why you're not getting hugged. You might bite.
I wouldn't bite you.
It's a cat.
But
Why Turk is not putting a hand, because you might bite Turk.
I wouldn't bite Turek either. Unlike
So-
Amity, I don't have a history of party fatalities or party fouls.
Well, all right. I really.
However, she is gonna stride up to. Did he introduce himself?
yes, as Lucian.
Lucian, and say, does the name Aorth mean anything to you?
He shakes his head. This... Who?
Cool. Iska's gonna bare her teeth at him and just stride back inside. No biting!
You see him, like, kind of rub the back of his neck. It's from this angle where his left arm's completely unexposed that you see a kind of mechanical left arm on him. Kind of a silver gilded kind of mechanism as for a prosthetic.
While Iska would normally be all over that, she's a bit overwhelmed.
All places for you to find yourself. It seems rather odd. An odd circumstance that you found yourself here. Now. Considering this city didn't exist in the plane a week ago.
Well, like I said, we were making way for Roderick's Cove to the north of us. This city just appears to be in the middle of the Churlwood.
Oh, I would love to see your maps because I've been very curious about where exactly we fell in. But that's a later problem. I honestly thought we would have a slightly longer time before any of us were called upon for another armed coup. And we've recently misplaced our most natural revolutionary, but how do you feel about a trip back home?
Well, do you have an idea how to get in? The city's under lockdown right now. I couldn't, even with my Pathfinder Society credentials, they wouldn't let me back in.
Well, Iska's not here, but I would like to point out that we have a history of bullshitting our way into places we're not supposed to be.
We do.
But does he know that?
No,
So
but he's
when you
about
tried
to.
to use your Pathfinder credentials to get into the city. Are you saying you walked up to the gate, stated your real name, flashed your official standing in a city that's currently not happy with, official standings?
It's less that and more that we barely made it out of the city the first time. The ways in were heavily guarded.
It's hard to see whether we can find a way in until we go see what we can see. We could at least get down to Sandpoint, maybe find a safe place there.
Yeah, the Sandpoint was fine when we passed by. Though they didn't have the room for a caravan of this size.
I mean, I understand if you have obligations to your caravan and need to continue north. My way goes south.
Well, I'm only in charge of these people insofar that they get to their destination safely. Though, I don't... Do you have the resources to be able to deal with a caravan?
Oh, I don't know.
Who needs resources when you've got chutzpah?
So as you're having this conversation, Wyatt walks out and he says, "Greetings. I see you've met my fine compatriots here. What would your name be?"
I'm Lucian of the Pathfinder Society. He casts sigil on his left hand, and you can kind of see the Pathfinder Society kind of interlinked with the symbol of Iomade, the Inheritor.
That's a pretty nifty trick you got there. Well, I just want to let you and anybody else from the outside that finds our, I guess it's new to you, little place here, that we don't mean any harm, and we're happy to give our resources to help anyone passing through here. From what I see, it looks like you people might need a little assistance. Is that right?
Correct. Though I wouldn't expect many people passing through here, especially considering where you are. No offense.
So you know where we are.
I know where
that'd be news to me if you could tell me.
I don't have any spells to replicate it to you, but he does open up his. He opens up his belt pouch, and he opens up the map of Verisia in general. Points out where Magnamar is, followed by kind of like circling around the Churlwood. You're right smack dab in the middle of here. The closest towns are going to be Magnamar to the south, I believe.
Magnamar. Well, why don't you get these folks inside the city? And I've been trying to rustle up some lodging for them, and I can tell you more of our situation in a more comfortable setting. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I'd like to know where a town spontaneously appears in the middle of a forest.
I'm sure. So with that, Wyatt leads you and the rest of the refugees in, and there are some lots of rooms that have been otherwise vacated from people killed on either side of this conflict or just fled the city. And he tells you, Lucian, basically all about what happened in the Vale. So you have an idea now of what has transpired. And the night kind of wears on, or the day kind of wears on, until it's nighttime. And Turek, you're just kind of standing there taking things in. One of the younger maidservants runs up to you. She's kind of blushing, seems shy. She says, Lord Turek, is that you?
You don't need. I prefer if you don't call me Lord. It feels. I don't feel like I've earned the title of Lord after all this.
He doesn't have his championship belt.
Not yet.
I have a belt. It's not a champ belt.
Okay, Mr. Turek, I'm so sorry. My headmistress asked me to inform you earlier, but there was so much commotion that I just got swept up in it. But there's been a visitor that came here for you. Her name is Shahara.
Oh,
and she
totally
says
fine.
she would very much like to see you.
Cool.
She's staying in the West Wing, the second floor, and she tells you where the room is.
It's like, you know,
Oh,
don't
fair,
worry,
though.
don't worry. With everything that's been going on, I fully understand losing track of time.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you, Lord Turk. I mean, Mr. Turk. And she kind of like runs away quickly.
Turk feels weird being like addressed to with an honorific. But he will go to the West Wing to find Shahara.
Okay. You guys see Turk walking way up in that conversation. Do you want to go with him, or are you just staying where you are?
Amity needs to go tell her new child that we're not actually under attack,
Okay.
and also figure out where Iska's gone.
Yeah.
So all
Alright,
I'll
so-
do is remind Torek that Shahara is his cousin, as far as anybody knows.
Aside from Shahara.
That's right.
Wait, did we decide she was Turk's cousin? Because I thought she was all of our cousins.
This is a distant relative to the party the party itself.
Because I didn't make that meme just so we could disregard the fact that he's everybody's cousin. I didn't spend
It's just like
10 whole seconds on
everybody. Yeah, I see everyone as my cousin. You know, and all people in the world.
No, I made a goddamn communist.
Our cousin.
Yeah, I did that ages and ages ago, and I'm gonna fucking find it again. Did I put it in memes? I don't know.
Alright, so, Turek, you walk to the room that Becca told you about, and, what would you do? What do you do? The door's closed.
I just kind of politely on the door.
Wait, no,
No response. Roll perception. You don't hear anything. There's just no response inside.
So I just kind of like. I'm just kind of like, Shahara, are you? Sorry, I'm in there. Sorry to. I'll pry the doorknob.
Okay. The door opens easily. You see Shahara laying on the floor, sweat covering her entire body, shuddering and occasionally like lightly moaning.
I would just. Seeing this, I would. Turk swears and just kind of almost like baseball slides in like, shit, Shahara. It's like, is she lying like face up or face down?
She's face up. She has no response at all. She's just like shuddering, just like she was. You can see her eyes, they're kind of like rolled back in her head. She's still sweating profusely.
Turk is like
having a real rough time.
Yeah, Turk is on the brink of just full out panicking. I'm having a full out panic attack right now.
Okay.
It's like, does he? And we don't know where Iska is right now.
I think, was Iska with the rest of the group while all this was going down, or did Iska run off somewhere?
Iska went inside when she was crying after she asked Lucian if the name Iorith meant anything to him. She did not bite, but she was tempted.
So Iska's missing.
And look up high, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Who else would Turk know in the Vale, in like the people of the Vale who might be nearby that he would know is like as medicinal training?
I mean, you could also just yell Iska's name in a panicked tone and she'll come running for you.
Fair enough. Like he's like, it's just ill. He starts ill. Amity, Iska.
Iska appears.
Okay. Yes.
If someone needs help, Lucian would definitely also run to the rescue. He is
Yeah,
trained.
you hear a very loud voice yelling for Amity and Iska.
Yep. Yeah, you all hear it. It's very loud. So Iska shows up. Do the rest of you come as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. So you all enter a room. You see the same scene. Shahara just lying on the ground, sweating profusely, shuddering, slightly moaning. What would you like to do?
I'm going to attempt to treat them using my natural medicine.
Roll.
I have a 0 medicine.
Oh wow,
no.
I even had fresh ingredients.
You made it worse.
Give me 1 second.
You fucked it up.
Oh my god, I
Earning
can't
0
stop
points
it.
already.
Oh my god, that's horrific. It played every single thing in there. I could not stop it.
Is this the first roll of this? This is Lucian's
You know
first
what? I'm
roll.
gonna. You know
great,
what?
guys.
I don't need hero points.
Please.
There.
Buddy.
Okay. Alright, so Lucian, you are able to determine that she is asleep and the trouble she's going through doesn't have anything to do with her physical body, it's with her spirit. And Iska, actually, you can see like tendrils wrapped around her. They look like almost rotting tendrils just wrapped all around her.
I'm gonna poke the tendrils.
Okay. You poke the tendril. Roll.
Not with my poking stick, I would like to clarify.
Spell attack, probably.
No, it's just thinking of what the
Wait.
equivalent of a Constitution save. Oh, that's fortitude. That's right. Yeah, it's like 3E. Fortitude.
Detect magic spells again.
Did I die?
Okay.
Might
No, you could feel like a sickness try to take you over, but you're able to resist it. And in this moment, you actually have the feeling that you can push against it more, like not just push it out of you, but push it out of Shahara.
I'm gonna immediately place my grubby little gnome hands on Shahara's body and start pushing.
Okay.
Also, I think since it's been a while. Remind me again. Are we aware that Iska has like
Dead people senses? Yes.
Yeah, you guys.
Like, I feel like
And we
seeing,
very
like,
publicly made that aware by traumatizing several children.
seeing
in true
Iska
Iska
kinda, like,
fashion.
poking something in the air. I think Dirk would ask, "Do you see something? What's going on?"
She is covered in terrible... Sebastian, don't. Terrible tentacle thingies. I can push. I am push.
So, yes, you push both physically and spiritually against these things. Go ahead, you can roll a spell attack.
I got unarmed strike, dagger, and sling.
If you go to your spell tab,
Yeah,
there'll be
you'll
like
see.
a d20 with your spell attack
Aha,
there. You can
found
pick
it!
from there.
What the fuck is going on?
You are not able to overcome these things, and they are in fact trying to encroach again upon you. So roll another fortitude save.
Iska's gonna make a very grossed out noise.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're able to resist them again. Do you want to try again, or do you want to
Yes.
let go and try different? Okay.
Soothe on Iska,
What are you doing?
Aha!
which gives her a save to any mental effects for the duration of a +2 to
Okay.
her save.
Okay, yeah, that would count. Okay, yeah, you are able to make some headway. These tendrils seem to retreat from Shahara's body. The sweating decreases, and her breathing seems to steady. She slightly opens her eyes, but it seems clear that she's not seeing you guys at all. She starts muttering something. She says this: trapped, trapped, horrible, terrible, but safe. Trapped, must remain trapped. She She wants to let it out. Must stop. A city on the water. Statues. There. She is there. Must stop her. And with that, her eyes shut again, but she lapses into a more peaceful sleep.
Iska's going
City
to
on the
victoriously
water.
yell,
Can
I
I attempt
pushed!
to recall knowledge?
Sure, go ahead.
What check do you want? If it's not society, I'm rolling lore
You can do
master.
society, or well, lore master what? What does that count?
So lore master is all recall knowledges, but it's a lower modifier.
Oh, no, you can do society for that.
Okay. I'm going to activate. You see my Wayfinder activate. So if I get a critical failure, I just get a regular failure instead, so I don't like muck up everything. And I'm going to roll society.
Okay. So this isn't that hard for you. Magnamar is a city on the water, and it's nearby. That's not proof that it's Magnamar, and Magnamar
But
does have statues in it.
It's got plenty of Thessalonian statues everywhere. All right.
And also,
That sounds
pre-established
familiar to
contact.
Amity.
Sorry.
My gut instinct says she's talking about Magnamar.
Did anything about that message? We've met with Shahara before. Did it sound like Shahara, like the way she normally speaks?
It did sound like her, just under stress.
A lot of duress.
There's definitely a moment where Amity wonders if that was Zora speaking to her.
It's like, she said, must remain trapped.
I don't think she wants us to rescue her right now. Maybe our best bet is to remove whatever's causing this. Obviously, not located here.
City on the water.
Turk, slightly blanches. Do you two remember that strange thing that we met in the Vale?
Which strange thing?
The lady who wanted our help.
The spooky bitch.
Yeah, the spooky bitch.
With the secret entrance in the vampires?
Yeah.
In the corpses.
Do you think she might be involved in this? You said she wants to let it out. What if the she is that one?
Well, we never got an idea of what she was after or her motivations.
Kitten inclined to trust her, but obviously they've wandered off to go back to being farmers and bartenders, so...
Who
knows?
But I trusted their judgment.
I did not.
Well...
They wouldn't let you lick things.
That is why their judgment was flawed.
Is there anything we can do to make her more comfortable?
Put her on the bed.
Yeah, put her, not leaving her on the cold
She
stone
weighs like
floor.
the normal amount for a person, so I can't do anything to change where she is.
Lucian is going to pick her up, over his shoulder, and then direct me towards. Do you have a medical ward? Doctor room?
Yeah, you guys are aware that there is a small hospital inside of the castle grounds.
He's going to carry her to it almost effortlessly.
Okay. Yeah, Lucian has no problem carrying her to the hospital. When you go in there are a few nurses who seemed kind of surprised, and then they immediately start to examine her, and they say we'll take good care of her. Do you know anything about her ailment?
Grimy spirit tentacles.
It appears to be spiritual in nature. Her body seems to be fine. Smoke some rosemary.
Just
get some incense.
She might It sounds like she's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fully understand her. I don't fully understand her abilities, but it's possible that her spirit. She's like projecting her spirit somewhere, and it's trapped.
Interesting. We do have a cleric that comes by sometimes. Perhaps she would have more of an idea of how to treat her, but at least for now we can just keep her comfortable and we can attempt to give her water and see if she'll take it.
Worth a shot, at least.
Yes. All right. Well, we can take care of her here. If you don't have any more information, I guess you're free to go, and you may come back and check on her whenever you wish.
Well, I guess we have our way set for us. I didn't expect to be returning the Magnemar in this fast.
Amity totally was messaging with Iska while following Lucian carrying this lady through the castle. With first a dare for her to lick the arm.
Okay. Honestly, you
And
wouldn't have had to
second, just
fucking.
generally, this is nice. This is useful.
Yeah. Iska, honestly, you probably wouldn't have had to dare Iska. If not for the fact that the Knights of Osim's sigil has her freshly re-traumatized.
That she's upset, so I'm just trying to cheer you up. Come on, lick it.
You know
Their
you
arms
want
are
to.
full. This is the time. Lick it.
You know what? You don't have to push that hard. What do I roll to lick the arm? Or honestly, I don't want to lick it. I just want to hang off of it.
It's probably not. It's grapple if you want to hang on, unarmed attack if you want to lick it.
I was thinking thievery, just be stealthily to do something without somebody noticing.
I just want acrobatics just to climb him and get at the and just hang off the arm.
If you climb him, he will definitely notice. But
that's not the point. His hands are full. He can't stop me.
I can. You know, he's a grappler. He can grapple, right?
Iskut has no clue of this fact. I'm rolling acrobatics.
Roll your acrobatics.
It's very important if we're thinking of letting anybody come hang out with us. What they
okay,
do is Iska.
Lucian, you feel something gnome-sized climbing up you like you're a climbing wall or something.
Specifically aiming for the mechanical arm. Iska just wants to touch it.
Lucian is going to probably going to attempt to like shrug her off, using just kind of like flex his shoulders to make her lose her handhold.
Oh, good luck with that.
Okay, that's fine. I guess the closest thing to that is like when you roll for grapple. Yeah, athletics.
It's like versus fortitude DC.
Versus fortitude DC? What's your fortitude DC?
Mine is 12. My fortitude is 12.
Okay, you kind of launch off, Iska. You're now hurtling towards the ground.
Acrobatics to land gracefully.
Go ahead, roll. Okay, so you do like a perfect backflip in the air and land on your feet in like a 3-point landing.
She's gonna hiss.
Listen, if you want to climb me, you can ask later. I can only carry. I can only carry one person at a time.
You need not carry if I carry myself. I need to see the arm.
Arm?
The arm. Your arm.
It comes off, you know.
You do not need to take it off.
It's a sterling dynamo from Absalom.
I do not know what that means.
I also do not know what that
means. Statues?
What's that?
What did Amity say?
Absolutely a lot of statues. It's on the water.
Everything is on the water. That is where it's good to build.
There are statues in Absalom.
There's a lot of things in Absalom, including a lot of deity fuck-ups from fucking Aerodin.
I think we've all got some logistics to work out before we can head back to Magnamar. Amity's a little one-track minding right now.
Magnamar is where most of our goals are, so.
At this point, it's night.
Is it
So you would have to rest for the night before you head out.
Before we head out.
I feel like Turk is gonna ask to if there's if there's a spare cot that he can put in, or a spare actually no, Turk's just gonna roll out his bedroll in the hospital just in case something happens with Shahara.
Okay. All right. There's a bed. There's another open bed you can sit.
Yeah, Turk will politely ask to borrow one of the open beds.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to make sure that the stream could see the Our Cousin meme that I worked so hard on.
Before we all turn in, I thought I would corner Wyatt and see what I could do about liquidating some of our assets before we travel to another city. Is there anything in particular you wanted from what we gathered before?
Looking through the collection of
random ass shit.
Liquidate all the gems, leave Wyatt the crown and the King's Special plot necklace.
Yeah.
I guess see if Lucian can use any of the weaponry and then sell that back.
I tend to travel pretty light, so I don't think I definitely wouldn't need any of the weapons. Maybe I'd probably just take a split of the gold once everything's sold.
The consumables table full of random
shit.
potions and traps really makes me feel like Neverwinter Nights.
I just remembered I have a bag of weasels.
You do have a bag of weasels.
I've been thinking about the bag of weasels all month.
That was your character's climax of the campaign.
I just remembered that I have a bag of weasels. Sorry, I just wanted to share them.
All right.
I actually think the one thing Turk looking for things to take I guess Turk would take the mist form elixir.
What do we have in the party loot?
A lot of
we also have a pile of weapons stored that we left stored in Andon.
What the fuck am I gonna do with weapons?
A bunch.
Why we stored them in Andon in the first place?
Of alchemical shit. Alchemical throwing shit. A random assortment of consumables, including one rune stone.
Well, we keep that.
We keep the rune stone. That's
Dark vision elixir for the human. We don't want another firebrand incident.
True.
Iska and Amity are weirdly specific about you taking that.
It's
he taps his wayfinder and it begins glowing. I don't need it.
Yes, you do. One of those two. Take the elixir. Just hold it.
Just have it. It's not like we need it, and this way nobody dies in the middle of the night. Yes.
Or is unexpectedly maimed.
Again.
Okay, in his defense, I was possessed at the time, so...
Against his defense, you almost died.
Possessed again.
Fair.
Do we want to keep the gems as smaller places to store wealth, or turn them into wealth?
Liquidate.
Okay.
Also, meta question: Did any of us ever get bags of holding? I don't have one yet.
I have a bag of weasels.
No,
I have one. I took it. I
Yeah.
took it while no one was looking because I have no strength.
There was a bag of holding there next to the bag of weasels.
I have a bag
it.
of
I put
weasels.
wine in it, and one of my 3 spell books I'm holding around.
Only one of them, though.
This is completely like irrelevant now, but the reason I put the bag of weasels and the bag of holding next to each other is I was giving you guys a chance to swap them so that Bella would think she had a bag of holding and pull out a weasel.
That would have been really funny, but no, I was too fixated on having the bag of weasels.
Just having it. Yep. All right, but go ahead.
And you better believe that Iska's stashing shit in her bag of weasels.
I'm pretty sure if you do that, you never get it back.
Yes, yeah. If you like put any item in there, could be a magic item.
I thought it was
it's
like a
going
50%
to be,
chance.
A weasel.
It's 50% chance it turns into a weasel permanently unless you have removed curse.
I'm gonna put the +1. Unless Lucian, can you use the +1 striking bastard sword, or would you?
I already have a +1 striking. He pulls out a very wickedly curved sword.
What does that sound?
All right.
That's me. I'm sorry.
He's playing.
Put it in the bag of holding
he's playing-
anyway.
He's just playing with his driver.
Wait, no, it's gone. Oh, there it is. It went into my weapons. I don't want it there. I cannot use it.
That's weird.
That's
You
okay.
can
I'm
use
just
a dagger.
stashing my bag, head-sized leather sack, salt-filled, my miscellaneous alchemical fluids, my miscellaneous alchemical powders, my miscellaneous lab materials, and a disarmed coffin trap blade.
By the way, I just want you guys to look at the traits on the Falcata real quick.
No. What?
You look at them last week.
Yeah, it's
I've been ignoring Sean for the last 3 months.
It's true. I've gotten 0 messages from her or them. I got 0 message from them.
About any of this shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I want to be as into this as you are, and I can't. And I'm sorry.
But it's Pathfinder.
I know, but I'm just weirdly against I cannot get, normally, as long as somebody's enthusiastic about something, I'm into it, but my brain just fucking my brain just fucking goes, no, you can't hear any of that.
Anyway.
We obviously keep the runestone. I'm just putting things in the bag of holding right now, unless somebody tells me not to.
Iska, did you put all that stuff in the bag of weasels?
Yeah, I
that you
did.
mentioned?
Yeah, I did.
Oh boy, let me know if you ever want it back. We'll see what happens.
It's gonna be weasels. That's why I put it in there, because I don't really need it.
Look, you got a chance. DC 11 flat check.
I guess now we got
50-50.
a magic
If you want weasels, all you need to do is throw like a whole like handful of pebbles in there and pour it out.
Why would I do that when I have all these random ass miscellaneous alchemical powders that brought out my fucking spooky bitch abilities?
Because I could
I
put it on
forgot
Separate
the
from the
item.
spooky vampire bitch.
This would have made Frodo's life a lot easier.
What, having a bag of weasels?
Just put the ring in it.
And you get 50-50 odds of it being a weasel
Becoming
forever.
a weasel.
I just
The
keep
one
putting it
weasel
back
to
in.
rule them all. The
Straight
one
bag of
weasel to
weasels.
rule them all.
Yeah.
Sauron's just like, what the fuck happened?
What? Well, it's no longer a ring. It's a weasel. It's fine. Put it back in your hand. Let's see what happens.
It's transmuted and permanently that way. And like,
Yeah,
if you
it's
kill the weasel, the item vanishes forever.
Wait, so if you try to put the weasel on, however that may manifest,
No, they lose
No,
all
it's
magical
not
abilities.
magic. It's just
so
the
you
weasel.
entirely fucked the one ring.
Yes.
Yes.
That's genius. Okay, so if we ever run into any cursed items, you know what to do, guys.
Amity is absolutely keeping you away from all of the random magical things she pockets.
Oh, if they're in Amity's pockets, Isco won't take them. But up until Amity takes hold of them, they are fair game.
It's like a bad Batman villain that wants to turn everything into weasels. Batman, I
Listen.
will turn all the weasels.
It's
A
like- it's
recurring
like
Batman
he
villain
does-
is Calendar
No,
Man, okay?
Not even recurring. They showed up one time in like the Silver Age comics,
Yeah.
and they just never get mentioned ever again.
Yeah, this is some like penny pincher tier shit.
I'm having a great time.
I'm gonna pinch your
Put the
pennies,
yellow
Batman.
right here.
Sorry, what was that, Jennifer?
Sean, if I hit the sell all treasure button, do I break life?
Nut should work.
It's a new version of Foundry. Good luck.
Let's see what happens.
Items into coins. Yeah, I did it. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
So, question.
Yep.
Is Gremlin an actual trait, or did I put that in there as a joke?
I think you put that in there as a joke.
No, wait, it's a physical thing. No,
Yeah,
she got that as a thing. Yeah. No, I just remembered. It's a. Apparently, I want a spoon gun. So I found my campaign notes, Tad. And in all caps.
Oh my god, it is actual. It is an actual trait.
Yes, because there's actual gremlins, which are the evil some of the evil fae.
I think she got like big ears or something. I wish I wrote any of this down, but I didn't. What I did write down was apparently that I want a spoon gun.
That's a goblin.
Yeah, that's a goblin thing.
Has that ever stopped me?
They also have the big boom gun, so...
I don't give a shit about the big boom gun. I want the spoon gun.
Speaking of
Putting things into the bag of holding.
I want to know this one because this one gremlin has the exact "let's fucking go" face.
What?
Nice.
What are we looking at?
It's in general.
Gnagriff.
It's the exact "let's fucking go" meme face.
It is.
Right. Now, while a big part of me appreciates derailing a bit because it makes it so I don't have to make that much content, we do have to keep going.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's like wrenching us back to the plot.
Back on topic,
So-
motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
let's just leave the weapons there. There's like maybe 25 gold all told sitting there.
We could
Right, could
sell
use
the
them.
weapons when we get to
you
Magnamar.
could just retcon it and say you did it and when you were here. I'm fine with that because
We could just liquidate all of it.
Sake.
Let's just liquidate everything we can liquidate and give away what we can't.
Yeah. As long as you say I sell the things I wanted to sell, then
Yeah.
you can work out the details later.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
So-
think we're all
Mhm.
up to what we need. So I don't think we need any of these weapons currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can sell them all. So is there anything else you guys want to do that's important before you turn in for the night and then I'm guessing embark the next morning?
I cast Dream Message
Okay.
Okay.
to Zora.
Okay.
We're coming to Magnamar, and I will find you.
Hello, Zora. One more night, one more message. Some developments. Some fellow named Lucian has shown up. Rather shiny, looks competent. We're taking him back to Magnamar. Apparently, those bastards who messed with our house have taken over the whole city, and we're going to have to clean it back up. Apparently, this is a thing I do now.
Clean up other people's messes.
I assume you're not going to answer me, so I'm going to ask, oh, Zora, are you all right if I go and take back a city from some terrible people? Guess you're fine with it.
just like really letting it all out right there.
This is a very
All right.
angry teenager and absentee parent right now.
Motherfucker.
That answering machine just says like 99 on it right now.
99 plus. Or if it's the Google Chrome tabs, it's literally just a little smiley face emoticon.
It's just a barrage of Discord pings.
Oh god. Zora comes back from his vacation. His fucking sleep voicemail is full. And he starts from the beginning, it's like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. And then it ends with just nothing but screaming. For the third time. And Zora shows up and Amity's there in the middle of a fucking, like, at the end of a fucking apocalypse. And she's just like, oh, you showed up. How nice of you to stop by. We fixed everything. You're welcome.
Yep, there'll be a lot to unpack, that's for sure. Anyway, so you get no response. And I'm assuming you all turn in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. You waken the next morning to yet another commotion. Everyone running through the halls. And this time it seems more panicked, and you can hear the telltale sign of guards running through the halls, like the metal of their armor clanking.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
And someone opens the door to, let's say, Amity's quarters. and they say, Mistress Amity, trouble. Another group of outsiders came, and these don't seem as peaceful. They're at the southern gate now.
Lovely. Do we have time to repair some spells?
I mean, you would have done that.
In the morning,
because
during
you
morning
did.
prep.
You
You
did.
just woke us up.
I mean, how long does that take?
It's 1 hour for everyone to prep their daily stuff.
I don't have to prep anything. I'm a spontaneous caster.
I would
I'm
say.
back, but do I have what I
I
had prepped for
just
yesterday? Or...
Well, yeah, you have your stuff. You have all your spells. Just if you want to like change what you had done. Yeah.
I take 10 minutes then, instead of the full hour to change everything. 10 minutes to swap one dream message for an extra fireball.
Okay.
Iska pops out of Amity's wardrobe.
But you've been sleeping.
For the last night, yes.
I thought it was Nora rolling around asleep. Darling, stay here. We'll be back.
I am staying nowhere.
You're not the darling. Nora's the darling. You're
Yes,
Iska.
the child.
Okay.
The child.
So the rest of you all hear this, and you all like gather like around the exit of Carabroga. So do you want to go to the south gate of Angra and see what's happening?
Yep.
Yes,
Obviously.
indeed.
Where if there's trouble, we are running at it.
Were we followed?
Of course.
Probably.
Lucian's scratching his head right now. Before he dons his sword and board.
You are hardly
Okay.
discreet in your caravan.
So outside of the gate, you see one warrior. Definitely has the look of a warrior, wearing leather armor, bow and axe across his back, riding a horse. And behind him, in like a loose formation, are several other horsemen. They have like tribal markings, and all of them have bows. Some of them also with melee weapons. The warrior looks at the group, and he says, "Are you the ones who are in charge here?"
Yeah.
Or,
I'm going to actually step up and say, as far as you can know, yeah.
Wow. You're an asshole. I like it.
but a shiny one. It's very useful.
Okay, he addresses you and he says, "Stomach, I am Claw of the Lurune Claw. We will not tolerate more Tsamek so close to our borders after the disasters of Corvosa. You will leave now with everyone who came here,
Yeah,
or we
this
will make you leave."
point of order, this is a whole country. It was here before you, and it has been recently restored to its place. We can't move it again.
I do not care of the circumstances of your arrival. These are our lands, and Samek have come before to take them. It will not happen again. Anybody from Golarion can roll a society if you want to know who this
Yeah,
guy
I'm
is,
switching.
where he's from.
This town was here long before your Ascot.
Are you butchering that on purpose, or?
No, that's actually so basically the Shoanti were partially descendants of the Rune Lords, and that's their name for the people that came before.
Okay, cool. I got a 23 society to know what the fuck's
Yeah.
going on.
So you know that this is a Shoanti warrior. The Shoanti used to be all over Varisia, but after the Corvosans came, the Chellas came, there was a large conflict between them. And the conflict has died down, but they've kind of been pushed up onto a plateau. The Vale is very close to that plateau, just under it. So he clearly views you as a threat. He sees you as outsiders. Let's see, what did you? Amity, you know that the word Samek means outsider in the language of Shoanti, and it's derogatory. So that's why he keeps calling you that. Upon hearing that, actually, why don't you roll a persuasion,
Diplomacy.
Lucian? Yeah, diplomacy. Sorry, I'm playing Baldur's Gate, so everything I say is gonna be fine with me.
Oh man,
It's okay.
my dice are starting to not look good on this fighter, guys.
So he just sneers at you, and he says, "I will not hear of your excuses. I do not care if you have arrived by a magic artifice or if you've been here this whole time. We will not have a threat right on our borders. We will not be forced more out of lands that are rightfully ours."
Called it.
Silent spell and conceal spell.
Okay. Save DC. Hold on. Okay.
How's the gaslighting step going?
Okay. So what do you say, Amity, as he's going on his spree and you do this?
Master Claw of the Luruni Claw, we mean no disrespect to you or to your people. These people have just gone through something terrible, like unto what the Kovosans did to you. They need time, even to be ready to speak with anyone. They do not know of the Shanti. They left before your people knew themselves.
Okay. He looks at you, and his demeanor immediately softens. And he says, "Perhaps you have a point. Very well, I will not spill blood this day. But I cannot simply go back to the Lurune Kwa and tell them to accept you here as friends. You must do something to show that you can be one of us. That these people..." Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Must a decision be made immediately? Or would you like to come in? The hour is early. Break your fast with us. Meet the leader of these people.
Roll a diplomacy.
That's that gatekeep girl boss. That's the Amity de Norway.
Oh my god.
Very good roll. All right.
Called it. I told you.
So, he says, "Yes, that would be well indeed. I will tell our warriors to make camp out here, and I will come inside of your walls and discuss the next steps. Perhaps some peaceful resolution can still be found."
We are honored by your visit.
"And I am honored by your invitation." And he is kind of waiting for you to lead him in.
Leading him in, and the moment I think I'm close enough, I'm going to silent spell, conceal spell, message to Wyatt with as quick a explanation of what is going on here as I can manage.
Okay. You send heads up to Wyatt. Does he reply or no?
He may reply to this message.
Okay. You just hear, "Understood. I'll tell the guards to stand down." Okay, so you lead Claw into the town. Are you taking him like inside of the council area, meeting room?
Take him to whatever space I want to walk him through areas that are still showing signs of recovery.
Okay.
So whatever route I can take to show that these people are not like sitting here in a show of power.
He takes all this in, and it does seem like it's affecting him somewhat. He doesn't say anything. He still remains fairly stony-faced on the way there.
And I'll like start telling in as dramatic a way as Amity can manage, which is pretty damn dramatic, the
Oh, yeah.
story of the Vaudries and the stealing away of the country. And
Okay. After you tell him the summary of what has happened, he says, "Seems you have suffered much, as of my people. Perhaps you are not the Samek that we thought you to be. Still, I do not feel right just leaving this as it is. I advise that we go on to wherever the other leaders of your people are and have a discussion. Perhaps we can work out some kind of accord."
taking you to meet Wyatt Renshaw, the great war leader of these people.
I see. I shall
He
confer
and his
with this one.
counselors may be able to treat with you and perhaps find an agreement that is beneficial to both the Loriniqua and the people of the Shrouded Vale.
Well, okay, so you take him to Wyatt and everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
so
Wyatt.
you-
This is now officially your problem. We got shit to do in Magnivar.
You finish your walk there. So are you just like piecing out, or are you going to stay
I
for the
mean,
discussion?
I'm gonna stay.
Okay. So he greets Wyatt, and they have a discussion. Wyatt more or less tells him the things you've been telling him about who they are, that they mean the Luruniqua and the Shawanti no harm, that they just wish to exist peacefully. And what it ultimately comes down to is Claw says, "I believe my people will be satisfied with letting you settle here as long as you prove that you can understand our ways. Perhaps if there were some here brave enough to undergo the traditional coming of age trial of the Luruniqua, then we could have faith that we could both break bread in peace."
Josh, what the fuck?
There's always a trial by combat. Damn it.
Is it a trial by combat, or is it just a coming of age trial? Because coming of age trials are rarely trials by combat, unless, of
What
course,
does
Josh
anybody
is.
know of the Shawanti customs? Anything? Maybe very little.
They're a warrior culture, pretty much. You
Helpful.
definitely think there would probably be some kind of sparring or combat involved.
We could just ask. Iska's gonna ask. What would these coming of age trial consist of?
It's combat.
God damn it.
He says, you must face off against 4 warriors, young warriors, that have recently passed the trial. If you can defeat them, or if you can prove yourself worthy enough in combat, then you will become Luruniqua warrior, honorary, just like them. Will you accept this?
Is this physical combat only?
We are warriors, and that is what we know. However, there are others in our land that use more subtle magical means as well. Anything is permitted in the trial.
So Iska turns back to the group and goes, so either Turek or Lucian. Lucian, you do the fists, yes? The sword?
He gestures towards his Falcata. I'm best for the sword.
Is this trial undergone by a warrior alone?
Typically, there is a group of youths who undertake it as a team.
Ah, that makes things easier.
All right.
Well, the 3 of us have stood as champions for this land before, and I've been kind of curious to see what our new friend is capable of in the arena.
This would be a good time to test his skills. Glorious.
I'm not.
High
Are
reward.
you all right with this, Wyatt?
I'm willing to go with this.
If you're willing to stick your neck out for us, we have absolute faith that you're going to perform well. Just make sure you don't hurt them Lurune Qua boys too bad.
Question to take out, but I don't think I misplaced it that badly.
I feel sorry to leave their bones where they belong. Barring extenuating circumstances.
Okay. So
Okay,
Claw
character
says, what's that?
Call that personal growth.
Right. Claw says, very well. Then it is done. The tribe waits. Past the front gate. Whenever you are ready.
Can I now take time to change some? I'm going to take some time to change some spells out. But I'll do it under my spell swapping guidelines.
Sure.
Because I don't think I want to bring comprehend languages into this fight.
Probably not. It would be funny, though. But not very helpful. I should probably refamiliarize myself with my spell
Alright,
list.
hold on. I'm just finding the yeah, you guys get that ready while I find this scene, because for whatever reason I didn't link it right.
Ooh, I forgot I have agonizing despair. That would probably be a bit mean.
But fun.
It would be fun.
I mean, I'm not unprepping Warrior's Regret.
Fair. I probably shouldn't use Bone Shaker, though.
You can assume that whatever you use here will not kill your opponent unless for some reason you want to.
Why is Marshall's aura still on?
Yeah, you should probably just turn that off.
Delete. I can't delete.
You can go up in the corner and delete.
Yeah, corner. Oh, Amy, I took your mage armor off. You might have to add that back on.
Okay.
The token?
I'll have to give it a second. My mouse just tried to
Decided.
die on me.
Unfortunate.
Maybe it's on. I don't know. All right, so yeah, we're going to see how combat works in this new Foundry version.
Oh yeah.
Can you
No, Mage Armor's
replace
still on there. They just call it something different
the
now.
firebrand with Lucy?
Yep.
Good.
So how many times is he gonna
Goodbye.
drop his gun? Let's find out.
Goodbye, Saturn. Goodbye, Saturn's
It
art.
looks like they're in formation. I feel like we should be too.
Yeah, no, you look.
Yeah, you guys can move to wherever you want.
All right.
Yeah, let's say that's the line where Turek and Lucian are.
Yeah.
Iska's gonna hide behind Torek.
Okay.
Bit tricky to
So-
hide behind someone who to be fair, I think they can probably see you through my legs just because of how tall I am.
That's fair, but that is not the point. I
So,
am small and very squishy.
Claw leads you out into a clearing amongst his tribe. And he says, Larume Kwa, these outsiders have shown that they may live peacefully with the Larume Kwa if they can prove that they indeed understand our traditions. They will undergo the coming of age trial. He bangs his axe haft on the ground twice, and 4 warriors show up in front of you on the field.
Do you think this is actually a coming of age thing, or is this just how the quad just harass outsiders?
Harass outsiders by forcing them to swing swords at them.
Then they're like idiots.
As long as people are too nervous of hurting their feelings to argue about it.
This is like the white guy with the Chinese tattoo that says Kung Pao Chicken or something. Okay. So you all can roll initiative.
I just have a hard time believing this is actually how they have a coming of age.
Oh boy! I love my dice.
Natural one.
What is your? What the
Pretty
fuck
proud
is
of
going?
you.
Who hasn't rolled initiative yet? Oh.
Hang on a sec. For some
That
reason,
was
okay.
me.
For some reason, I'm no longer able to access the top bar. What the fuck?
refresh. I did the same thing.
I'm just casting from my character sheet. I can't be bothered to refresh right now.
All right. Let's see if this works. First time in the new Foundry we've gone back.
All right.
Okay, so the first one up is this archer, and the archer takes aim at Turek. C2, hail of arrow. Okay, so he like really quickly with his quiver just starts like drawing a bunch of arrows and shoots them all at you.
Oh wow.
Rude.
First one just
By the way,
whips over
these
you.
are still private.
Oh, it was an 18.
That definitely does not hit.
Yep. Okay, but Torok, you're just like able to kind of easily weave your way out of these arrows,
Yeah.
and he is going to step back here.
All right.
Torok.
All right. Ooh. Feel it get back in the flow. I am going to start doing my usual shtick of activating Stoked Flame Stance.
He is now on
Hey.
fire.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, second action, I'm going to close the distance. Third action, it's Flurry of Blows time.
Okay.
All right. Dang it, wrong button.
If you're having trouble targeting, at least for me, Alt was not working. I had to press T. All right.
Also, I would like to point out, I am because I can do this. I am doing non-lethal.
Okay, sure.
It would be a little rude to
I'm gonna hit the crit button by accident.
And then they burst into flames.
You did crit, right?
Yeah, I hit the normal button by accident and then hit the crit button. There we go.
Oh,
Okay, so
that
20 damage on the first hit.
Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it was correct. Okay. And he gets 1d6 persistent fire.
No, because I do not have crit spec yet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I only get that if I have crit spec.
Okay, yeah, so
Monks do not normally get.
your first punch just like slams into this guy. But he's like really tough. He's able to like stand his ground.
All right.
Was that it? Is that your turn?
That is all. That is my turn.
Okay, and
Color-
now it is his turn. The guy you just hit.
Yeah.
He gets to hit back.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Start trading blows.
takes his spear. Thrusts it at you, but you were just like so nimble you're able to get out of the way.
Yeah.
He's gonna try one more time.
That
He
does
does
it.
hit with that. So 14 damage it looks like. Or no, wait, do I have to click down? Yeah.
I got it.
That's right.
Don't worry.
Okay. It's been a while since I did this. And with his last action, he raises his shield up.
All right.
Spears.
Press for that.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's over here. Hold on. There we go. All right, Iska.
Oh, my turn already. Okay.
Yep.
Gonna target. No, not that guy. That guy? Yes, that guy. Wait, how far away is? That's a bit high level for that. 60 feet. I was. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, cool.
The old faithful.
All right, that's a hit.
Sweet.
Okay. Yeah, icicle slams against the archer and kind of reels back. These things are still looking pretty healthy, though.
Things, they're people.
True. These guys are still looking pretty healthy, though.
That is unfortunate. That is.
So that was 2 actions, right? Do you want to do anything else?
That was 1 action.
Oh, it was 1 action? Okay.
Oh no, that is 2 actions. I'm dumb. I forgot
Yes,
about how
2
the
actions.
action economy works. Shield.
Playing too much Baldur's Gate, I see.
I haven't played a single bit of Baldur's Gate.
That's my problem. Okay, it's the next archer's turn. So yeah, this guy. Is there a range penalty for someone engaged in melee? I can't remember.
No, there isn't. The
Okay.
closest thing you got is if they're using longbows, they usually have the volley trait.
This guy's got a short bow, so.
Yeah, he's fine.
All right, so he's gonna shoot at Turek.
All right.
Miss. And once again, he's like, just like, why is he shooting at that guy? Okay, weird. Doesn't matter. He's just pulling arrows out of his quiver like super
Yeah.
fast, but he misses every single time. All right, next warrior. Easy decision. Okay. You said it's not counting blanket anymore.
It's off guard. It
Is
should
it-
apply off guard.
There
Oh,
we go.
okay. Well, I did that. Let me see if it
Oh,
does it
yeah.
automatically. All right, so first attack with spear. It's a miss. And he's just going to raise his shield up.
It also doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it did apply it automatically because my AC is still
Okay.
22.
Well, he missed by 7, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Okay, Amity.
Calamity.
Calamity, Amity.
Alrighty. Amity
Calamity.
is going to run to here.
Uh-oh.
Well, she is if she remembers how to use Foundry. I
Debatable,
believe
but
this
okay.
puts all 4 warriors within 30 feet of me.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Target.
Sorry,
Target. I cast Fear at 3rd level.
Okay.
Oh.
I was
Th-
trying to be
this would
nice, starting
be-
with 1st level spells, but okay.
Okay, let's see.
I'm going to embrace the controller.
Well, they made this better. They made the group saving throws for spells a lot better.
Oh, no!
Arch.
Okay, only 1 failed.
Okay, so they're all frightened, at least a little.
Right. Did it?
Yeah.
Did it do it? That's the question. Let me see.
No,
Okay,
you
did
still gotta
not do
drag it.
I gotta do it. That's fine.
Drag
let me
it.
It's
see
a
which
video
one.
game quite yet.
Intelligent. Okay, intelligent got 2. There we go. Yoink. 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 Okay, yeah, you see a lot of them just like lose a little steadiness in their stance. Anything else you'd like to do? That's it, right? That was you moved and then you did.
Totally winked at Lucian on the way by.
Why are you winking?
All right.
Knight
Cheeky.
in shining
All right, Lucy.
armor. He's going to stride. He's going to strike.
Oh,
Finally, he gets a good roll.
Good
Fatal
for you.
Crit. Fatal.
Fatal.
Oh my god!
He is also off guard.
Okay, let me apply that to him.
You, Sean will. Sean's Sean's new rule for this campaign: he only ever plays characters that get fatal weapons.
So yeah, let's
I
say.
don't think you know Sean very well. That he's always been like that.
True.
So
Sean's always been a whore for crits.
So Falcon is a single edge blade, right?
Yes, a single edge. It's here. I can post a picture.
You want to say you hit him with the back of it, so that
Yeah.
you're not like okay. So you turn it around and you just like slam this thing into him, right into like his midsection, and you can just hear the crack of ribs as it slams into him. She's like,
It looks something like that.
got it. You have one more action, right?
I do. You know what? I got reactive shield. I'll do it again. That's fine. He's already.
Yeah,
off
you missed
guard.
by 3. Oh, I put him off guard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's my turn.
Okay. All right, the archers. They can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Can they hit the broadside of a monk?
All right. Well.
I mean, do
I'm
we
gonna
have
shoot
any
at Amity
monks
this
for them to
time,
hit?
'cause Amity's like right here.
You see how broad our monk is?
We have a monk? Oh yeah. I keep thinking of him as a wrestler. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the archer Amity probably can't hear me, but it's gonna shoot at you anyway. So sorry. 1 hit. 2 hits. 3 hits.
Oh no.
No, there's
I
2
feel so
hits.
bad because I know she can't hear me. So
You're
okay, she got shot twice. All right, I'm gonna apply the damage to her since she's. I'll let her know what happened. 7. Oh, it's 7 and 7. Okay, Torek.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, 2 guys are both. You know what? I think this is a perfect. I think I'm gonna do a key strike.
Okay.
Ah, shit! Did it not apply? Ah, damn it. There we go. And I'm going to do same old reliable and force.
Okay.
And then flurry of blows, as usual, starting with a flashing spark on the guy behind me.
Okay. All right, that's a hit.
Damage. 21 damage on the guy behind me.
Okay, this guy, like his eyes are like. It seems like he's having trouble keeping his eyes open. He's just like hunched down.
You know what? No, I'll make the second attack against him as well.
Okay, and with that, yeah, how do you hit him with it? Like just narratively, how do you hit him?
Turk just like grabs the guy by the front and shoulders and then just turns around and drop kicks the guy.
Aw.
Okay, nice. So you drop kick this guy in his ribs that seem like they'd already been broken by Lucian. And Lucian, like you just feel his dead weight like just fall against you and then collapse to the ground.
And for my third act, actually that was technically only my first action. I'm going to try to. No, I'm going to give a shot and try to assurance grapple this guy.
What does that mean?
All right. So what's the number?
It's 10 plus proficiency.
That is a 19, which fails, unfortunately.
Yep.
That does not work. I have one more action. What should I do? Should I go after? What should I do with my last action?
Taunt him.
Bless you.
Just be really
you.
obnoxious.
You could, so one thing I learned in Pathfinder Society is you can always spend an action to aid an attack that also eats your reaction.
To be fair, I don't really have much else for reactions, so I'll use an action to aid you on your next attack.
Yeah, so you roll with map. Oh wait, no, it happens when you actually take the reaction, so you're just ready to aid.
Yeah, I'll ready to aid you for your next attack on this dude.
Alright.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay.
Now our aloof friend.
The GM completely forgot to use his shield, but
Oh.
he would have went down anyway. Okay, so Turek, he's coming after you with his spear. First one is a hit. 12.
Oof. Owies.
And then he's actually, do I have this here? Sorry, I'm looking for something on my bar. Oh, here it is. Okay, he tries to feint you, but he fails horribly.
All right.
And yeah, then he's just gonna raise his shield. And that's it for him.
He's not dead, is he? Just unconscious?
No, he's
No, he's
unconscious. I am going non-lethal. Do not worry.
Okay, because I'm not trying to kill anybody. But you know what?
Don't worry. If there's one thing Turk is good at, it's knowing how to beat people up without actually beating them up.
That's good because hang on, how far away are they from me?
You only know the most lethal divine spells.
Yeah. You could call it that.
My pinky's a deadly weapon.
I
Sure.
killed the man.
I'm going to kill you with my blood.
Progressive impact.
Concussive impact. Okay. Hit.
Oh wait, I didn't mean to do that again.
It's okay, just roll damage. It's all good.
Damage. And there's also splash damage on the guy next to him.
Oh, okay, so 1 damage to the dude next to him.
Splash damage, 1d4. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's 1. Okay, cool.
On a critical success, he's deafened for a round.
Gotcha.
Did you ever take the dangerous sorcery?
What?
Did you take the feat dangerous sorcery?
Don't think so.
Okay, so yeah, you see like a ball that just looks like a disturbance in the air slam into the archer, and it's just loud crack that almost leaves you deafened for a moment.
I did
As he,
not
like,
take it.
staggers back. Anything
Hey,
else?
I just realized what that spell is.
Progressive impact?
Yeah, you ever see the Airzukas?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of... You know how fond I am of sonic damage. Nobody ever has resistance to sonic damage.
All right, so that's it, right, Jessica?
Yeah, that was a 2 action, so then I'm going to shield again, just in
Okay.
case they feel like I am actually a threat.
All right, so this archer, so Jennifer, I'm sorry, like I think you were talking to Amelia for a moment. You got shot twice.
I saw
Just
it.
so you know. Okay, cool.
It was
So-
fair.
I'm gonna shoot your wizard.
All right, so this one is also coming to shoot the wizard.
We're off to shoot the lizard, the wonderful lizard of
First
Oz.
one just like whiffs.
Oh,
Second
wizard.
one grazes you for 5 damage. And the last one is also a miss. And he's going to try one more time. The miss. He has this hail of arrows thing where he makes 3 attacks and 2 actions. That's why you could do it 4 times.
Then he shoots a 4th arrow anyway.
Right. All right, Amity.
How many arrows does this guy have?
All of them.
Got
Don't
a
ask
lot of
questions.
arrows.
As many as he needs.
As many as last one combat, because that's his entire participation.
The archers have a pre-programmed arrow limit. They shoot all the arrows and then they just shut down.
Was that the frightened one who just shot me just now?
Yep.
Yes.
Amity casts Charming Words and just smiles his direction, and he hears in his ear, "You know, you'd regret not making a friend here."
Okay.
Okay, so he takes one penalty to continue to attack
Yeah.
me. Not that he can.
Yeah. He seems not too affected by it, but yeah, he is a little confused.
And then I'm gonna take. No, I can't move and do this, so I've got to. Then I cast Command on him.
Okay.
Your quiver out.
All right. I'll roll a save. What you commanded him to do? Oh,
Matter.
he's unaffected, yeah.
But he did hear, "Lay your weapons down."
Okay. He did hear that. And that's it, right? That's 3 actions?
Yeah, that'll do me.
All right, Lucian.
All right, let's see if they got reactions. 25 feet of
All right.
movement.
As you move past him, he takes a stab at you. Target. Oh. And
Opportunity
he
attack.
misses horribly. Your turn.
It's not when you leave his square, right? It's just when you pass through any of his
When you,
threatened
So
squares?
when you
you-
take
yeah,
and
when you move-
manipulate, remove.
If you take a move action, or if you pass from one threatened square to another.
Yeah. 5e is when you exit their threat range.
Yeah.
Teaching V to a bunch of kids and playing Pathfinder.
Yeah. Yeah, it messes me up too. Because they're so similar.
All right,
Boy.
so my second action will be taking a strike.
All right.
Oh, were you
Regular-
gonna aid that?
Oh, yeah. Hold
I
on.
was gonna aid that. It's still
No,
map
you
plan,
don't.
right?
You don't need it. You don't even need it. Hold on.
Well, it might have been a
because-
crit.
Oh no, it did account for the off balance. That's what I was checking. Because you have him flanked, but it did account for that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to aid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would roll an attack roll versus a DC 20, +1 if you succeed, +2 if you crit
It's-
succeed.
It's still map. It's max map though, right?
No, there's no map.
Actions.
So just a flat attack.
Yes, you just roll an attack roll with a DC 20.
Yep.
Fail. All right, nothing happens.
Ah,
All right,
All right.
he
Regular hit then.
You
he
still
takes
you still hit.
he just takes a regular amount of damage,
Okay.
and then I'm going to strike with map.
Still a hit.
Bonka bonk.
Almost max damage.
Ooh, yeah, pretty good. Yeah, he's not looking good. This guy's barely hanging one to him.
Come on, show me what you have. What you got?
All right. Archer's turn though.
Plausible archer, which is definitely one of the weirder.
He might exist. You could see it happening.
Oh, I was
One
gonna
of the weird
I was gonna say
names.
they're plausibly an archer. They are in fact shooting arrows at us.
Ostensibly,
Allegedly.
even.
Allegedly.
Okay, so he's gonna take. He is just determined to down this cloth-wearing wizard. He's trying again.
Why does heroic interjection have to be a
First
high
shot.
level feat?
Oh, oops. Hold on. Don't do that. That's the wrong damage. Heal yourself for 4.
Okay.
I rolled a sword hit instead of, though. They're the same attack modifier. Okay, next shot misses. Third shot also misses. He's doing it again. Also misses. Turk.
All right.
Somebody winks at him.
Why do you keep winking at him? Are you flirting? Is
Wasn't
Amity
this
hitting?
time.
Is Amity hitting puberty?
It's because they're shirtless dudes shooting arrows.
Is
Amity
Amity
has
hitting?
had a very difficult week. I said she had some aggression to take out. She's having a blast, and she's totally gonna fireball somebody.
Is Amity hitting puberty? Because I'm very concerned.
You know what?
When
Wait.
do elves hit puberty?
She's past that. She's just
Are we
never
sure?
particularly been interested in anyone.
That's fair. The
I
magic
am
puberty
going
herb.
to.
Oh God.
You know what? Since I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna try and trip this guy. That he is now prone.
All right. Let me apply that to him.
Is this
Did it
completely
apply?
unnecessary? Yes. Is it fun? Yes.
Oh, I can just do it here.
When have we ever
All
done
right.
anything that was not also fun as well as unnecessary?
Yeah.
All right, he's on his back. What you gonna do?
Flurry of blows for a second action.
All right. Miss,
You know what? Because I haven't really been using it, I'm going to use my... Because it's the start of my turn, I'm going to use my reaction to perfect strike that.
Okay.
Because why not? Fortunately, still does not hit.
No, still miss.
Just barely. And then for the second part of the flurry of blows, also misses. Ow.
Okay. Archer tier rolls. So Archer's always busy.
I'll give it one more shot because I don't really have anything else to use my actions for.
Go for it. All right.
I did. At least I did trip him, which will help if he tries to get up and turn.
Yep. So it's his turn. He is going to attempt to get up, which I think is a manipulate action, right?
Yep.
I think it's a move action.
Is it
But
Yeah, it's a
action?
move that still
Oh,
triggers.
So Bill's
still
real
triggers it.
attack of opportunity.
Go ahead,
Um,
Mr. Fighter. You have it, right?
Yep. So here's the fun thing: they're still off guard. Well, they're going to be off guard anyway because flanking.
Flanked.
Yeah.
That
I'll
is
let
a
you
hit.
Targeted.
That is a normal hit.
Why are you not targeted anymore?
They aren't hitting me because they can't hit me because they can't reach me. Isn't that it?
No, she's just so small. Like your eyes just don't register how small the gnome is.
It's
It also
like
did actively piss them off.
Amity is just like right there. I mean,
That's
he's right there. He's wearing cloth. They're gonna go for her.
I
Okay,
mean-
so that's 9 damage.
Yep.
Hold on, let me make sure I have him targeted right. Okay,
And, like, Yeah.
still standing, and it's his turn.
Are you sure he's still standing? You just took the stand action.
Oh, he is standing now.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not quote unquote died yet.
He's still
He is
alive
newly,
and conscious.
newly standing.
He is
Okay,
conscious,
so-
and that is all you can ask of him. Oof,
Oh.
Ow!
that's a lot.
Gets up with a vengeance, 30 damage to Turek.
Ow!
And he's got one more action. Miss.
Thank God.
All right.
Just when you thought it was a joke fight.
Move up. Wait,
Definitely
I can move
hurts.
25 feet. Yeah, my speed's 25 feet. Shit. Okay, anyways. Am I within? I am not. Son of a bitch. However, I do have reach spell. Aha! Okay, so I don't move. 'Cause otherwise I don't get to use reach spell. So I stay where I am. And then I continue targeting these archers. Using reach spell. And Sunburst.
Okay.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Anyways, it's a save DC 21.
Okay, and who was this against? Sorry? Is it against everybody?
These guys.
Oh, those two. Okay, thank you. Fail. And success.
Darn. Well,
Well, no,
So-
that's about even for results.
7 damage on fail and is deafened. Okay.
correct.
So he's deafened. He takes 7 damage. And the other one's going to take half.
Yeah, regular success, half damage. And that is my entire turn because reach spell is an
Okay.
action.
Gotcha. All right, so Archer's turn. He's deafened.
That doesn't really affect his shooting
Yeah,
abilities,
fine,
but I'm
okay,
having fun
yeah.
with it regardless. I'm making little
I'm
gestures.
just-
I'm wiggling my, wiggling my hands by my ears.
Considering Amity's been muttering
Nice.
in his ears this whole time, I've got to change my tactics.
Sorry.
Oh, wait, he gets a -1 too, so I have to remember to apply that. So he is shooting at you, Amity.
Yay, the plot there!
Yeah, the plot armor for the wizard is in full effect.
Oh my god.
Okay, Amity.
Amity!
Electric arc.
She's ridiculous, but she's not stupid. No, I'm down to 16. I'm casting Soothe on myself. Oh, it says I'm doing it on him, and I'm not. I need to... Not him. Me.
It's a great spell.
Soothe on me. Healing for me.
All right.
And with my last action, I'm gonna shield. Me.
Okay. All right, Lucian.
All right, let's see if I can knock out this guy.
Yeah, that's a knockout.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Hey, oh,
Oh, my God.
That is a lot. I think he's dead. I think you
Dude,
killed
he had
him.
8, he had 8 hit points. 8 hit points.
Is he dead?
Hmm.
Were you trying to kill
Here-
him?
Okay, okay.
no, I'm not.
Okay, good.
He's trying to hit him with like the flat of the blade, but we need to justify how this is fatal D12 when he's doing such.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. You're not intending to kill him,
But you broke his
Um,
cheekbone.
but I'm going to have you roll, let's say, athletics to see if you're able to control this, like, just perfectly lined up hit. Because basically what happens is this guy, like, he got up, he stabbed Turek, like, really well, but it put him off balance. And, like, you were coming down with your sword, and you just hit him, like, almost right across the spine with the flat of your sword.
Okay at controlling it, but like not like limiting himself.
Yeah. So you can feel his spine just break under your blade,
Oh, you fucking
uh,
paralyzed him? Dude,
he is
no
not
permanent
dead.
injuries.
but he is paralyzed.
Well, luckily druids have regenerate. Otherwise, it's not a me problem anymore. And Shawanti have a lot of druids.
Okay, so,
Sure fucking
and
hope
with
so.
that, the other two Shawanti archers both lower their weapons and bow.
I'm going to do natural medicine to try and get the one I just knocked out back up.
You mean the one
Okay,
you
go ahead and
fucking
roll.
paralyzed for life?
And so you guys
These
get
kids are like
60s, right?
14.
Check.
They knew what they were signing up for when they were forced into this by their warrior culture that gave them no choice.
Oh,
Yeah, these are probably like the worst quad I have to deal with. I've met a few of them in like like previous adventures.
Oof.
The Scone Quad are kind of weird though.
Are they?
Yeah.
give myself a bit
Use
of help.
my drain bonded
Okay.
item to get back a spell from my captivator, from my innate spell slots.
Sure.
I'm going to round everyone up and do ward medic so I can heal 4 people simultaneously.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
and
fine.
there's
I took
also-
0 damage.
There's a lot of Shawanti that are kind of like coming onto the scene. Claw comes up and he's like clapping, says, "Excellent performance. Now you are honorary members of the Lorune Qua, I am honored to have you as part of us. And he does like a hand to his chest, kind of salute to you.
I do an elaborate Magnamarian court bow.
Okay.
Um,
And he says, I see one of our own was injured. It happens. It's part of the job. Do not worry about this one. And they just carry him off.
I'm going to brew up some healing tea for everyone.
Take it.
I love
I will
this.
also take it.
This guy's
Have a little
paralyzed,
tea.
and you're like, would you like an herbal tea?
Hey, that is natural medicine for you.
Amity is N. I like this guy. Let's keep him.
Okay, so Lucian, after paralyzing this guy, he makes some herbal tea for everyone.
Iska sniff the tea. What does it smell like?
Go ahead. I'm guessing it heals hit points.
Yes,
right?
it basically works as treat wounds, so you'd heal like a
Gotcha.
2d8 every 10 minutes.
But what does it smell like?
Whatever is in the area. I don't know. I pull some.
It
So
smells
it's
like
probably evergreens around here. So it's probably like
smells like pine trees.
yeah,
Yes, right.
it's definitely just like a regular pine tea if you've ever drank that.
That sounds disgusting. Iska's gonna drink
We should
it.
get
It's actually
honey.
nice. Mix it with some
Yeah,
honey, and you gotta.
It has a mellow flavor.
Some honey from. If this is going to be how we handle this from here on out, let's buy a bottle of honey from somebody and on our way out.
Magmar.
Iska and I will hoard it. We won't share very well.
Okay, so Claw says after that, you can have faith now that the Lorune Qua will take no aggressive action against your people here. I will go back to the chiefs of my tribe and tell them thus.
Honored
All right.
faith in us, and glad of the friendship between these people.
As am I. I hope there are many years of a fruitful relationship.
Now, as I said, we stand as champions for the people of the Shrouded Vale, but we are not its leaders, and we will not always be here. Will you be able to work with Wyatt to maintain this peace?
I shall speak with him. Perhaps if we could become allies, we could have a mutual defense against the forces to the south.
Gain some neighbors without losing any land.
Indeed.
And Wyatt is a great man.
Well, I did do some math. He gestures towards like the map that he has in his pack. It seems that rather than replacing land, this clearing is just in the middle of the Churlwood.
Well, we knew that.
No.
Churlwood?
Sorry, was it Churlwood? No.
It's the Trollwood, but it's like
Yeah,
the northern part of the Trollwood, which is where the Fey Forest is, and
Yeah, there's Fae there.
Can we
west
just displace
or
the
east
Fae or
and
become
northeast
one
of
with the
there.
Fae? Like, because it's
This
been
is
like
a word that is
millennia.
always weird has just continued to be weird.
Fae stuff happened. Like, you should see what happened in Kingmaker. The Fae in the forest, it's just fucking everywhere in Golarion.
Yeah, I mean, I remember what we had to deal with the Fae. Turk got fucking possessed by the spirit of winter, which is antithetical to his very existence.
Still there too.
Still there too.
He pops out as a vision. He's like, I'm still here too.
I came nowhere. All right. So with that, unless there's anything else you want to say to him, Claw returns to the castle. And what would you guys like to do? Would you like to set out or do anything else?
Lucian's going to note down the meeting with the Sconquaw, and then we'll put his journal back away.
Yeah, they were the bow ones, the archers, the Lorune Qua, I think.
Yeah, the Luna. Yeah. Sorry, I have Scone on the mind because I spent like 2 entire Pathfinder books on them.
All right.
All right.
Cool. Iska is going to ask Lucian why he has the sigil of the Knights of Ozum.
Well, it's a long story, but me and Zora, We were deployed into Lastwall proper, sent to the ruins of Gallows Spire shortly after the Radiant Fire blew up the building. We were sent to retrieve an item, of which I'm not sure what it was, but the Pathfinder Society and then the Knights of Ozum staged a raid to try and figure out what the Lich has been up to down there other than the Radiant Fire.
Yes, I knew that. I did not accept the mission, but I remembered.
But
Wait. You and Zora.
indeed,
So yesterday morning, your adorable little some chap named Zoranel.
I caught that too.
I just knew him as a wizard. I've seen him a few times at the lodge, but didn't really think much of him. Thought they were another visitor like any other.
I like how we completely missed the part where Aska's like, yeah, I know, I was asked to go on it, but I didn't go.
And also, I'm sorry, what's your name?
Iska fail.
Iska, the sorcerer, the general. Not general, but
I do not think I was a general, though.
I
A
mean,
commander,
I've
yes. A captain,
I've heard,
yes.
I've heard things about you. Dark undead destroying powers. I've been told many things, but it's an honor to meet you in person.
It would be more of an honor if I remembered everything. You probably know more about me than I do at this moment.
It's mostly rumors and hearsay. One divine explosion here, one last stand there. It's never consistent.
Well, considering who I am now as a person, that does not surprise me. However, I will tell you, I will not warn you, I do not... It is not you, but I do not like you at this moment. It is not that I do not like you, it is that I do not like what you represent to me right at this moment. I will get over it.
I only do what's needed. My whole time with the Pathfinder Society, I took that mission. We rallied thousands of us. These people that I've helped out of Magdamar, I'm doing what's best for them.
I am surprised anybody left. I've been under the impression that everyone died.
No, they underwent a reforging. A good number of Pathfinder Society members are also those of they call themselves the Knights of Lastwall now.
So some survived.
A lot of them survived. Your leader, Ulthun, he made it. They're in the Puddles district in Absalom, as far as I know.
Well, we are not going to Absalom.
Last I heard, they're remustering their ranks, not to force a crusade now, but to make a name for themselves, to be a force in the Inner Sea for making sure these abominations don't take another inch.
It took more than an inch. The tyrant has much land now.
Indeed.
He has Lastwall?
He nodded solemnly. Well, the Gravelands are, from what I've heard from the Pathfinder Field journals, it's anarchy there. He got routed by a group of adventurers on his crusade to Absalom, but he's been routed back to the Isle of Dread. It seems that he was attempting to raid Starstone Cathedral, become a god himself.
But he failed.
Indeed.
Well, that is the most I can ask. I do not think I will join the Knights.
There's many who didn't, that made it out, and then made it out and didn't look back.
It-
Alright.
But
Out of character,
ahead,
is
Sam.
there a salute specific to the Knights of Last Wall?
yeah. So I believe the Knights of Ozim and then the Knights of Last Wall reused the same one after
Obviously.
the reforging.
Mm-hmm.
Despite being, almost ideologically different organizations, where like the Knights of Ozim were kind of held up by tradition and all that.
So it is no longer the Knights of Ozim then, it is
Last Wall Knights.
Knights of Last Wall. Well, I suppose it is a thing to remember. I would not name myself for a slaughter, but
Isk, if you ever do want to go back and find your companions,
no,
I'll travel with you.
they are dead. I saw them die.
Sorry.
Iska's gonna give Lucian the salute unique to the Knights of Ozim and now the Knights of Last Wall.
He does a kind of clumsy recreation, as he's not a proper member. He was just a part of the Joint Siege.
And then Iska's gonna go hide in a wardrobe somewhere.
We've got to go south. We've got to work our way back to Magnamar.
Are we leaving today or in the morning?
It's pretty early.
It's still early.
It's probably like, what, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. when they arrived?
Yeah, we'll say now after all that, it's like 8 a.m.
All right, fine. I guess they'll keep going.
Let's go to Wyatt. See if... I've got Nora with me. She can't walk all that way. Let's see if we can get some rations, maybe a cart.
Why must we take this child with us? This will
She
not.
doesn't wish to stay here.
This will
Maybe we
not.
can find a place she can stay safely in Sandpoint while we do whatever we need to do in Magnamar, but...
I'm sorry, safely in Sandpoint.
I like goblins! They like me. We have an understanding.
Yeah, but does that understanding extend to the child?
Sandpoint's fine when it's not the subject of an AP.
You mean like 4 APs now? Like 4 APs, like 10 different modules.
It sounds like it's the Tatooine Pathfinder.
It kind of is.
And
So,
we're leaving
like,
a child there.
And like 1E Varisia just had a lot of shit happen to it. Like, it's been fine the past like 6 or so years, so it's probably fine. But there's an AP happening in like 2 years from now that's called 7 Dooms for Sandpoint.
Well, I don't like that.
Yep.
You should definitely leave her there.
For at least 2
It
years.
doesn't work. So, no, I'm totally... Amity will stand on taking Nora south.
I would have just left her
Okay.
with the Kit Kats and their parents and their multitude of children, but
The Quarterlings.
the courtlings. Yeah. That seems like a good foster family for a traumatized
Yeah.
child. Just saying.
No, I'm keeping her.
You can't just be you can't just be an auntie. You can't just be a wandering auntie. You gotta fucking keep the child and traumatize her further. Really?
She's under Elven Wanderlust right now, so
It's a human child.
she's
It's
just gonna
Amity's own
take.
trauma, sorry.
she's gonna take the child with her for the next 200 years.
The child isn't gonna live 200 years. She's human. They live
Amity
like
has
5
this plan where
years.
she takes her back to Magnamar and gets her a spot in the school where Amity went before she was adopted. You can't leave. We can't leave that.
The kid's gonna die. She's gonna fucking die.
Are we going to Sandpoint, Miss Amity?
As soon as we find a nice cart for you so you can ride on the way there.
Honestly,
Okay.
Honestly, at this
Yeah.
point, I don't think Sandpoint cares like who arrives there because they're like friendly to goblins now. It's like whoever doesn't cause like the next catastrophe to happen here, we're okay with you.
Or Sam.
If you don't
Alright.
blow it up or infest our basements with demons, we're cool.
Right, you go to Sandpoint, you're like, can I drop off this girl from an ancient land that just
No!
reappeared into the material plane? It's totally cool though, I promise.
I promise she's not
Can I
cursed or
drop off-
anything. She's not cursed or anything.
Can I drop off this child that looks like Fantasy Android 18?
Oh no, you know what they look like? You ever watch Code Lyoko?
Oh my god!
it totally
They
killed
have
me,
the
okay.
forehead! They
Not
have
dead.
the fucking forehead!
They have the 5 head.
All right. So it's not hard for you to find a cart, and you can take that with you. They also give you a horse. Pull the cart, and you're all ready to go.
Are we all fully, are we allowed to all be fully patched up?
Yeah. Well, the tea healed you, I think, 19 every 10 minutes or something. So yes.
Mhm.
And I also spend that time.
Should we email Paizo and tell them that we're dropping this child off at Sandpoint so they can play their next adventure?
Probably, yeah. We should probably let somebody know.
All right.
Hey, there's this child in Sandpoint that's,
For a traumatized child from ancient civilization recently re-dropped back on Golarion. She was emotionally trauma adopted by an 18-year-old elf wizard with some real gaslight gatekeep girl boss plot armor.
Free!
And friends. So this is gonna end badly, right?
Yeah.
The goblins like us, but she's probably gonna wind up being queen of the goblins or some wild ass shit next time when we come back.
Amity would be so proud.
She would be, but she'll also probably rousted the goblins to fucking take over Magnamar or some shit.
Amity accidentally created the next arc villain.
Honestly, I would not be shocked.
I'm leaving her up in the corner of my screen just to look at me.
Nice.
This child with these red freckles and enormous forehead.
we call those
Okay.
5 head.
It's a 6 head. You don't shut up.
So
Turk is probably gonna say, I'll probably leave it to gestures at Lucian and Amity, the two of you to lead the way. I'm new here.
Lauren,
So-
I'm getting my map.
go for it.
Well, hey, at least I have a compass.
So
I
yeah,
have an amazing ability to get lost.
You all journey for about 4 days, uneventful, and you cross what used to be the boundary of the Vale. And now you are in Greater Larisia. So you know that Magnamar is here.
Indeed.
Okay? Sandpoint
Stop it.
is here.
Hey, y'all eat a typhoon recently? Y'all eat, nothing's
I
actually
totally have
happening
the reason.
Oh, nice. So
there.
you should be able to match it up.
Yep.
Oh, you know what I
Where do we
did?
go?
I took a screenshot of the Larisia map and I like traced over it in whatever this, I can't remember the name of this program.
Microsoft
That's
Paint.
what it looks like.
Wow,
Oh my God.
why are you
That
so
would
mean
have been
about
a nightmare.
that?
No,
They
it's
don't have you don't get a lasso tool and paint.
You're right. But GIMP? That's what I use. Because I refuse to pay for
Yes.
Photoshop.
No, it's why can't I think of what this thing is called? It's a, like really popular world map maker.
Uh-uh.
Oh,
World
Wonder
Age?
Draft. Wonder
Oh.
Draft. That's what it's called.
I'll keep
Okay,
that in mind
anyway.
for using never.
Yeah. You only need it if you're like,
A
Yeah.
DM?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I
So-
tried that once. It didn't go super well. Well, it went okay, but I'm never doing it again.
It's it's a joy and a hassle at the same time.
Way too much work.
That's its ups and downs.
Way more work than I wanted to do.
Yep. Okay, so now that said, this work that I put into this map we're going to use right now. So,
Yes.
do you guys want to just keep journeying in the direction of Magnamar, or do you want to head
Yeah.
toward Sandpoint?
We're heading to Sandpoint because we got a child to drop off so she can become queen of the goblins. Or some shit.
through this area, I think it'd be hard to get to Magnamar without
Without going through.
near Sandpoint.
Mm.
Yeah, sound
Yeah,
points
no.
were a lot of places.
Okay.
We
So
could also
you
maybe leave her
travel.
at Whimton Abbey. That might be a safe place for a little girl for a while.
Probably
That is
safer
there as
than the
well.
goblins of Sandpoint.
Well, there's no actual like goblins like raiding the town. At least probably.
I don't actually know anything about Sandpoint, and I was basing this off of what you guys have been saying. I assume Sandpoint was populated by goblins.
It's just like the site of all of the early APs when Pathfinder was first developed, so like lots of shit happens there.
Yeah,
So,
it was like 3.5 era was like, here, we're gonna set it in Fantasy America and Andor, and then they were like, what if Varisia?
Why not? Hey, it's got part of America. I mean, it has Native American inspired people in it.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird that there's base both at Shoanti, and then now there's just an entire continent in Arcadia that are Native
Right.
American stand-ins.
Right. Okay. So you were able to travel through here without too much incident for about 2 days. But
Amity is the first 2 days drilling Nora on if she's shouted at, drop out of the cart and roll under the cart. Stay there.
okay, you give her those instructions. But on the third day,
And running
You
drills,
see,
I assume.
what's that?
And running
Oh,
drills, I assume.
Yes.
Yes, drills.
You see in the distance, which looks to be a camp with like bright, colorful tents and some wagons in the camp.
Desnants? Do I recognize this being like any specific kind of style?
Yeah, I'm having the
You
same
can
thought.
roll society, but you're pretty far
Or
away.
society? Oh. Yeah, my dice suck.
Oh, let me look at these DCs by level. Okay. So yeah, Lucian, you're not really sure. Amity,
Oh, shit.
and Iska. You've encountered these people like a lot, especially Amity, since you grew up in Varisia. This is a Varisian camp.
Isn't...
Like it's pretty calm, peaceful, no problems there.
Varisians are normally just, like people. They're not very aggressive most of the time. They, just kind of buy and trade their wares and go from town to town sometimes. Sometimes they settle. But a lot of them are more nomadic.
Isn't Lucian Varisian, like native Varisian?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
you
he is.
are a Varisian?
Yeah, I am.
I thought it said
Varisian.
Avistani on your thing.
Well, Avistan's the continent, which is what I wrote for the ethnicity.
Gotcha. Oh, if you're a native Varisian, then you would absolutely recognize what this is. It's a Varisian.
Unless he rolled a nat 1, in which case he doesn't know anything, especially about himself.
Like you grew up here.
I know all the stuff
He's a
about
great-
pathfinding, but
fortune
nothing.
He temporarily became possessed by the same amnesia that plagues Iska.
So, do you want to approach the camp?
Except I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Iska still knows her own native language.
Be nice.
Yeah. So you get closer to the camp, and as you get a bit closer, a man walks out, holds his hand up, like kind of in a gesture of greeting, and says, "Hail, travelers! What brings you here, and who are you?"
Just passing through. We just left the Chorlwood, and we're heading to Sandpoint.
Sandpoint, yeah? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty unlucky place from what I've heard. But
Only
if that's what you
sometimes.
want. Well, if you like, you're welcome to stay here for the night. We have food and lodging. We're always happy to take in some adventurers.
About what time is it?
It's around 4 o'clock p.m.
This would be a nice place to just settle for a bit. Also, can I just mention these Eldritch Abomination horses it generated?
Oh,
yeah, those are not great.
Yeah.
And what the
Okay.
fuck?
Oh, okay. Try not to think about it.
At some point with these things, you're just like, I'm not wasting more time on this. I'm taking it.
And some of them are cows.
Because you get like you could just keep running it and trying to fiddle with it until it looks perfect. It's
I'll
just
be
not
real
worth
with
it.
you. I thought those were just part of the scenery. I didn't even realize those were animals. Some of them.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry I pointed that
Yeah.
out to you.
Now it's ruined forever. It's
That's
also like the wagons don't really make any logical sense. It's
Wait,
like a
the
tent
wagon
on
is
top of a
also the
wagon.
tent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this
Several
one
of the
is
wagons,
messy.
tents are wagons.
It's good at making people. It's mediocre at making landscapes.
I mean, they look good at the first glance, and really, isn't that what you need, except for the part where we keep staring at them and picking them apart and fucking with
Yeah,
you
that's
about it?
it. Like I should always put the person on top, so you just look at the person, not at the back.
Joke's on you. You think you can stop me from looking at inconvenient background details? Because that is my specialty as a player.
Oh, extra
Yeah.
wide.
That I will also find the
Okay.
inconvenient background details on her. Don't you worry.
You might be like, well, I can't see the background, but now you have this hilariously stretched person on the screen.
Is that a scarf or a
Okay.
tattoo right there?
No, we're nitpicking the person now. I think it's a scar.
Weird.
Okay.
Amity's got Nora excited that maybe they can get their fortunes read.
She says, really? Like the mystic back in Angra? Oh, I always used to love to go to her.
You had mystics there, huh? We have cards here for that.
Just the cards,
Oh.
nobody to read them?
Zora always said it was entirely nonsense, but also quite fun.
I wouldn't say nonsense. Hero cards are divination tools, I believe the term is.
Pretty legit.
He was a professor of divination at the Stone of the Seers, so sometimes he could be a little dismissive.
Divination? Oh, Miss Amity, I meant to ask you before. I couldn't work up the courage to do it. But you're so powerful, and when those hounds came into my house, I felt so weak. Do you think it might be possible to teach me magic?
Saw this coming a mile away.
Amity just beams ear to ear. Well, I was just a little bit younger than you when my Papa Zora first started teaching me. I'd be happy to start teaching you just some little things. See if you have the gift for it.
I would love that. Thank you so much. Can't tell you how much this means to me.
So, admitting he's her dad and being pissed off at them, they're not mutually exclusive.
Wait, Lucian didn't catch that they were your father figure.
This is the first she's ever called him. She only calls him her dad when talking to Nora.
Oh, he's only grandpa when you're talking to the grandkid. Okay, I see.
Pretty terms with it.
We'll
So, yeah, I guess I am also on the hunt for a blank beginner spellbook.
Okay.
See if anybody can sell me one.
You might find one at the camp. Okay, I'll put Nora here just so you can see she's part of this. So anyway, as you are going through the camp, a woman walks up to you that you see up here. And she says, "Greetings, travelers. My name is Adriana Galka, and I am the leader of this camp here. I just wanted to greet you and ask a few questions. See where you are headed. If you wouldn't mind indulging me."
Ask away, he says with a soft smile.
Sorry, what did you say? Cut out.
He says, ask away with a soft smile.
Ah, thank you very
his
much.
affiliations are very, clearly on display.
Displayed. Gotcha. So I recognize our noble Pathfinder here, but the rest of you, I'm not so sure. Can you tell me from where you hail?
He's going to go down the list. She's a Magnamarian local, when pointing it to Amity. Skilled wizard, it seems. Very, very handy to have. Gonna point at Iska. She is a former knight of Ozim.
Iska's gonna scowl at that.
He said former.
She's,
And then
mm.
and then this fellow over here is waiting for his chance to make a big debut, looking at the big man with the big wings and everything.
Yeah, giant wings, mask.
Oh.
She lights up as you tell her about Torah. She says, might you be an entertainer?
I fancy myself as such, though I am relatively new around these parts.
We Eurasians, we very much cherish the performing arts. So I think you will fit well in here. At night, sometimes we have shows, if you might like to participate.
That's a very lovely offer. I might have to take you up on that.
But that sounds wonderful. What's the next question, now that I know who you are? What is your purpose here? Where are you traveling?
Well, we just left the Churlwood proper. There's a new settlement up he scratches the back of his head, still trying to come to terms with the spontaneously appearing
New
castle.
old returning. I believe the phrase is returning.
There's a group up north, in the middle of the Churlwood, that just appeared, and perhaps they could use some trade.
Well, that is quite a unique circumstance, and perhaps good business for us, as you say. I do appreciate the information. But what is your purpose? Where are you heading?
We have things to do in Magnamar. I must return to Hydemarch Manor.
Magnamar. Well, I do not know if you will find such a warm welcome there. You see, some of our inhabitants in this camp, they were in Magnamar, and they said they barely escaped from Ordelia before the entire thing was locked down. Seems there are some dark goings on there, and they've locked the whole city down. So you may just want to turn the other way.
Indeed, but you see, I am a Pathfinder, and we don't take no for an answer.
So you are set on going to Magnamar.
Indeed.
And if you do not mind me asking, what is your purpose there?
Well, we've got a laundry list of things. We've got people to find. We've got a strange affliction to cure. I have to personally get back to my reporting.
We are causing problems and then solving some problems. Some of them are the ones we will cause.
Magnamar all my life. I have people there who may be in danger. I cannot abandon them.
She seems to be judging, trying to take in what you're saying with a gravity that was not present in your previous
Would you like a
discussions with her.
diplomacy?
I mean, you can if you're not really trying to convince her of anything, and you're being honest. So,
I mean, it's about average.
I like how Jennifer was just like, "Wait, guys, are we telling the truth this time, or are we just gaslighting our way across the fucking
Definitely
continent
a
again?"
moment when Lucian talked that Amity's eyes just got real big for a second. Okay.
well, you
She
see, I have a cousin.
realized that Lucian is not aware of Amity's general policy of lie to every stranger you meet until you decided otherwise,
So,
or unless they're a goblin, and even then, you probably lie to the goblins too, but only to make them like you.
We did lie to the goblins about the gun.
We lied to the goblins about a lot of things, and we almost started a race war amongst the goblins as a result of it.
I think I made many statements among the goblins without being made to make a roll.
The goblins are very credulous and believe Amity to their
great
misfortune.
benefit.
And they're also going to hold out their hand and procure their sigil once again.
Okay.
Of the.
So she looks you over again and she says, sorry for the interrogation I gave you, but you look very capable, and I just wanted to see if I got a trustworthy feeling talking to you, because I hate to impose, but since you were trying to go to Magnamar anyway, we have some people here that are in a bit of distress.
Unprecedented honesty, apparently.
You see, there were many Varisians that fled into this camp that were living in Ordelia, and they got out, but some of their family is still trapped inside. We were hoping perhaps we could find some people of talent that could get into the city, either get them out or at least ensure their safety. Do you think you might be able to help with that at all?
I'm sure we could figure something out.
It's been a fact that any door works both ways. If we find a way in, stands to reason we can probably get some people out.
Fair enough. I did not want to tell you this earlier until I felt that I could trust you, but we do know a way into the city, but it is not exactly safe.
Nothing interesting usually is.
And you
I'm
might
a
not like it.
Pathfinder. I'm
I
a
do not-
Pathfinder. I know this the hard way.
I do not think we ever take the safe way to do anything. If there is a safe way, I think we would avoid it.
The easy way is solved by letters and motions.
It
The
would,
hard stuff
however,
gets
be
done with hands.
it would be immensely valuable to us to speak to anyone who's escaped Magnamar and can tell us more about these ridiculous eye people or whatever they're calling themselves.
Absolutely, I
Order
would
of
be
the-
happy.
Palatine Eye.
All-seeing eye. It's
All-seeing
something
eye.
new that you have not heard of before.
Gotcha.
Okay, she says, absolutely, but first let me share with you what I know. So, as you probably know, our people have wandered these lands for many, many years. And across our wanderings, there's oral tradition of many things the previous Rhodesians have found, misfortunes they have come under. Well, one legend is that there is an entrance into the Darklands in the Mush Fens. And through this entrance, if you can get through them, as I understand, it is not safe at all, very dangerous. It lets out right into the heart of Ordelia, a district inside of Magnamar. I'm sure there are other ways into the city, perhaps stowing away on a ship, perhaps sneaking in. But the city is on pretty tight lockdown, and I do not believe many people know about this.
Which district did you say again? I had a little difficulty with your accent.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ordelia.
Cordelia.
That is it's like the foreign quarter, and it's across the Yondabakari River from the rest of Magnamar. Well, what do you think?
Well, we were going to try to get in no matter what, so friends are always helpful.
That is good to hear. My thought is, maybe if you could go through here and secure a path, then it would be easy to smuggle people out. If you go in and sneak in on a ship or something like that, I think it would be a lot more difficult to get people out.
It's definitely worth seeing what we can find.
Well, let's see what some of our refugees have to say.
Yes, come, I will introduce you. So she takes you like deeper into the camp. And you see an area where there's just lots of people all kind of like huddled around in a tent too small to hold them. They look kind of like scared as you go in. What would you like to say?
Be not afraid.
they look up. Actually, why not? Roll diplomacy.
Oh, I'm rolling diplomacy, am I?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Oh God.
Okay. You know what? Your words have, just rang true to several of these people, and a lot of them kind of like perk up, and they look at you with a much bolder stare, and they
I
say, "You are right, little one."
I would like to point out that when Iska said that, she fucking like entered the tent with like her arms outflung, like tossing the flaps to either side, going in going, "Be not afraid," like a fucking diva entering a room. I need this. I need you guys to understand this.
Perfect, perfect. And these, they're Parisians. They like theatrics, so it's perfect for them.
After like you're her herald or something. Like
Yeah.
this is totally normal.
No, this is. This is
Okay.
absolutely Iska paving the way for Amity to do her usual gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
Yeah.
So they say, well, I appreciate, one of them says, I appreciate your words of encouragement, but who are you?
Who I am is not important.
Eleonora, daughter of Professor Zoran Eleonora of the Stone of the Seers.
Lucian of the Pathfinder Society.
I'm Turkmen Gorov, a visitor from the land of Arcadia.
Okay. So yeah, Turek, you feel like something brush against like your midsection, and you see Nora walk past you and say, "I am Nora of Angra."
Anybody terrified of us, and I love it.
Good job, kiddo.
She kind of like smiles. Okay, so they say, "Well, very nice to meet you." It's just be not afraid. It says nothing. Okay.
We're, as all the best adventuring groups are, we're a
What a
pretty
fucking hot
disparate
mess.
bunch of. We're a disparate group of misfits.
We have
Go ahead.
plans back in Magnamar, hopefully which shall be of mutual benefit to all involved except these eye bastards. And we're wondering, well, not wondering, we need your information. We need to know what you know so that we don't all get killed.
Yes, we're happy to tell you anything you want to know. Well, do you just want to hear what happened to us and how we wound up in this situation?
That is an excellent beginning.
So fill in my memory. Last time I was there, they were actually in the middle of locking down the city. What's happened since then? That was about 2 weeks ago.
That is correct. Well, Ordelia is across the Yandabakari. So the lockdown hit us maybe a few days later. That is the only reason why we were able to escape. At least this is what I know. So, all of a sudden, it seemed out of the blue. This cult of the all-seeing eye, and they made very sure you know who they were with their drawings and their constant proclamation appeared. They seemed to do random violence, just burned several buildings. At one point, it seemed like an eighth of Ordelian was on fire. They would go into public meetings and just murder people in the streets, and not just that. Sometimes they travel with demons. And they seemed all over the city. Because of that, it seems that the Lord Mayor lost her position as the citizens demanded action. They demanded that they be stopped. And it was Cardinal Verith who held a particularly high place in the Justice Court, had seemed to seize authority from her. And when he did, he decided to lock down the entire city because he claimed that they were coming from the outside. The only way to stop them was to seal the city off and then catch all of them inside. That's really all I know. This Cardinal Verith, I believe he's with the Asmodean Church.
Oh god, it's the Infernals.
Iska's just gonna say, well, this seems familiar. Did we not already do this? Free a place from tyranny and force it to rejoin the rest of the world.
Well, do
Excellent
any of
at
you
it.
know what movement in between districts looks like right now?
Jennifer, I only caught the tail end of what you said.
Sorry about it, Iska. That only means we're excellent at it already.
Third, second time is the refining of our skills.
I wish I could tell you more about that, but unfortunately, we were just focused on getting out of the city. All I can say is that I believe that they have tried to seal off the points that are easy to seal off, which means Ordelia from the rest of the city through the Andabakari River, and the summit will probably be very difficult to get to from the lower city.
Hmm.
And just in case you guys like Magnemar, there is a huge cliff in the city called the Sea Flat. It's a plateau. On top of it is called the summit, and that's like where the noble just got the map. The noble people live. And then at the bottom of it, I can't remember the name. I call it the lower city. That might be what it's called.
Hey,
And that's
Tura,
like
can
where
you
the
fly
common
yet?
people live.
Not until level 9.
Yeah.
Shit.
There's like a lot in the city, so
We'll fucking rappel our way up or something. We'll lie our way in. We don't need to fucking sneak our way in. We got
Connections
Amity.
around the Stone of the Seers, which is in the lower city, and in the Docklands, around the foundling home where I was raised, which is now a rather successful school, and I can't imagine a lot of profit in messing with a house full of orphans, so
I can't imagine all the backlash either.
Lady Hydemarch has probably locked down the manor, so I probably can't use that to get in contact with anyone.
well, and that's solidly in the summit as well.
Yeah.
Amity, do you not have other connections beside Zora in the city that you can message to let us in?
A lot of people in the city. I want to roll a city Magnamar lore.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Is there a criminal underground, and do I know ways I might be able to get hold of it? I did grow up in a nasty part of town.
Is
There
there
is
a criminal?
absolutely a
Yes,
criminal
they're,
underground
like
in
right
Magnemar.
under the bridge.
Yep.
Do I know,
It's
do I know
There's a
anybody
criminal
in contact
underground.
there?
Yeah, right under I forget what it's called. It's like under the bridge.
It might be under bridge. I think it might actually be.
Underbridge isn't nice.
Yeah, so they're under
Oh
bridge.
no,
is like,
it is under bridge.
Yeah, because I watched part of a video on this. That's how I knew.
Yeah, no, that's where. Interestingly enough, the underbridge is not only like the criminal like backbone of Magnemar. That's also where like the mystery cults to the mystery cults for the Imperial Lords are.
I mean, I don't know if there are connections in the sewers or ways to get around under the city, but that the Asmodeans and these Eye cultists might not know about. I don't know if they're locals. It was a rather convoluted night, and I don't remember exactly if I recognized anyone or anything.
Yeah, the one thing you remember is the mercenary that you completely murderized back in the
Rises
Tropic
River,
Vale.
yes, I murderized.
Yes, but other than that, just people wearing, black clothing.
I wanted to knowledge religion on the Asmodeans, just in general.
Religion. It's probably not even a roll to know about that Asmodeus himself is literally the devil.
I know.
Yeah,
like it's because like personal encounters with Asmodeans.
The basic thing of them is they're very lawful and they're very harsh, right? So they're not like demons where they're just gonna like destroy everything, right? So people in desperate need that want a very strong authority might in fact look to Asmodeans to be that, right? So that's
Law and order.
So it's literally just cult making 101 as a religion.
Yeah, it's probably not far off from fascism.
It's Disney's. It's fucking
Cheliax is 100% one whole fascism.
Yeah.
One
So-
singular fascism. So it's fucking Marvel supervillain. It's like comic book supervillains and also cultists.
Yeah, but they're not they are
Like-
not allied with demons, right? So
They
the
just
fact
really
that
like
they're
the
cult is
idea.
demons, yeah, that they would not like the idea of chaotic demons just rampaging through them.
Oh, well, no, that would ruin all their carefully constructed plans of collapsing the world so they could. It's literally the fucking Hydra plot from the second Captain America movie.
It's almost like they were like referencing fascism with that entire plot line.
Wow,
Right.
fascism. It's not so difficult to distinguish after all. It always looks the fucking same.
Yeah, right. And it's big tragedy happens, fascist takes control. It happens in history too. It's not- yeah.
Molly going to be so disappointed in us. Capitalism is not the enemy. It's fascism.
At the end of the day, it's not the economy, it's the ideology.
All right. So
All right.
I
let's
want to ask them if they've
Sure.
heard any rumors about the Lord Mayor. Has she? Do you know if she went into hiding? Has she been
Deposed.
quested somewhere? Does she live?
let me roll. See what they know.
Her head rests over the fucking city gates.
So they say, I'm sorry, I don't know much about what happened. It's not like her body has been on display or anything. She's just gone missing after she was deposed.
Yeah, fascism isn't quite so overt. It's not a dictatorship so much yet. We're still in the early days where they're easing you into it.
Well, probably worth trying to find her, or at least ascertain what's happened to her.
That might be a good step if you're intending to do more than just get people out of the city. Well, do you have any other questions?
If
Go
the
ahead.
city were reopened, if you heard that there was peace there, would you return?
Absolutely. It was our home for many years, and it was a free city. It was a nice city. Did not expect something as horrible as this to happen.
So.
Encampment of Arisians as big as it seems in the image of impossible wagons.
It's a magical world. It's just how wagons look.
We don't know how they move.
We don't know how
Some of them
horses.
are sideways.
It's okay. The horses are supposed to look like that. Don't panic.
Okay. So with that, they say, well, if you don't have any more questions, we just await hopefully good news.
There will certainly be a news.
Indeed.
I want to do a perception check with a goal to judging the trustworthiness of these people.
Sense
Okay.
motive.
Yeah, a sense motive, with the
I don't-
acknowledgement that I'm shit at it.
Is that why you always lie all the time? You assume nobody
yeah.
can be trusted?
So, look, as far as you can tell, these people, you get the sense that they did live in Magnamar. You feel like they don't have any motive to lie.
I'm
Well-
worried about Nora.
I mean, are we leaving her with the Verisians? Because we don't know where they'll be when we come
Or
back.
are we going to leave them at Sandpoint?
Either way, disaster awaits.
Yeah, Turk.
Can't put her into the city with us until a way is firm. These people will return. I can get a message to them, now that I know them, wherever they go on this plane.
That sounds obnoxious, actually.
You
Mm.
have
No
no
offense.
Well, as long as you do not go missing
Nora has a
on her
flashback.
watch, as long as you do not go missing, it should be fine. And she will not leave you several thousand voicemails screaming.
They say, well, we would appreciate any news, of course. We wouldn't mind messages.
I'll be sending you a message, or the leader of this camp, as soon as a way is secured into the south of the city.
Thank you. If you can do this for us, you will be the savior to my family and all the families here.
Maintain a regular sleep schedule. It is imperative.
Kind of gives you a side eye, but he says, "Okay."
You don't argue with wizards.
You don't argue with wizards, especially when they tell you to go the fuck to sleep.
I should probably
Alright.
start maintaining dossiers for each of the people I'm traveling with.
Anything else for these people?
I'm probably gonna keep. I'm gonna keep Nora with us a while longer. I think this is too far away.
Yeah.
Drop off at Sandpoint.
Yeah.
Sandpoint's probably better. Yeah, that's 3 days travel.
Yeah.
In the
Ish. Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
go to
it's
the
not bad.
Foxglove Manor and then on to their townhouse in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you guys leave the refugees?
We're gonna spend the
No,
night
yeah.
here.
Yeah, we're
I
Okay.
want to start digging around to see if anybody has things to trade and see if I can get a spell book.
Okay. So
For her
as you
baby
leave the
wizard.
refugees, feel a tug on your robe sleeve, and Nora says, with a voice uncharacteristically bold for her, "Miss Amity,
Darling.
I hear you. I hear you talking about taking me to this sandpoint of Windsong Abbey. I don't want to go. I want to be an adventurer like you. Can I please let me stay?"
She's
Oh
like
my
2.
goodness, so many people in Sandpoint have explicitly stated they wanted the exact opposite of that.
Hmm.
Well, I don't care what they say. You're teaching me magic. I'll never get anything like that again.
Travel from here. We have time to discuss it and time to come to an agreement. I'm going to send for even if we leave you in Sandpoint, I'm going to send for you as soon as I can get people safely into the city. But I cannot risk you. Your father would come back from the dead and would probably attack Iska first, which
Hey! It deserves
Okay.
it, but still.
So she pouts. You
I
can see
love
tears
you.
in her eyes, as children her age do. And she says, "Fine, but I want to stay with you."
And I want you to, my dear. I have
She-
people I want to introduce you to as soon as I can. And what I can teach you is nothing to what you can learn there.
So you'll come back for me.
Absolutely.
Promise.
Promise.
Swear.
I swear it.
Okay. All right, Miss Amity. I'll go where you want me to, but don't leave me there.
We'll figure out what we need to do, but for now, let's find you a spell book, my dear.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So you do find a spell book. There's lots of different vendors here. These people are merchants. I don't know how much it costs on top of my head, but we just look at the standard price. And it is 10 o'clock, so we can end here unless you guys have anything urgent you want to do before we do that.
I got one more thing I want to do.
Uh-huh.
After Amity had bought that spell book, what our Pathfinder friend here is going to do, he's going to whisper at Amity if she knows Sigil.
Not. It's very straightforward, isn't it? Signing your name to everything you've done.
Yes, but here's what you can do. He's going to ask, what's her name? The child.
Nora.
Nora. He's going to ask Nora to hold out her hand, kind of flat like that. And he's going to chant Sigil. And he's going to cast it. It should be in my occult spells, but it isn't. Because I have 2 occult. There we go. He's going to cast Sigil. Now, with what I know, this will be here for a month. As long as this is still bright and shining, we will be back for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lucian. That makes me feel better.
Alright, I'm gonna pick like 4 cantrips to start teaching her on our way to Sandpoint.
Electric arc, produce flame.
Electric arc, shield, message, and
Fairy fire. No, what's dancing lights?
prestidigitation. Every kid needs something they can do weird shit with.
Okay. So yeah, you start to teach her, and learning the arcane arts takes time, but she has talent. She has an abnormal amount of talent, and even the first night of teaching her, she was able to produce at least a few sparks from her fingertips. So you feel like she could one day become a very powerful wizard.
Oh dear.
Birdie is extremely smug. It's obnoxious.
Lucian is mildly concerned at watching her cast sparks. I can't even do that.
She's elated with herself. She's, I did it, Miss Amity. I did it. Imagine what else I could do.
Now, for your next trick, you're going to cast Wish.
Oh no. Okay.
Bing it.
All right. Anything else for tonight?
No, that's a good
character.
solid
I got
point.
nothing.
What's that? All
Oh,
right.
was this gonna
Gotcha.
pull Lucine aside and ask about the metal arm at all?
Oh, she doesn't care how he got the metal arm. She is, however, going to try to lick it now. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, yeah.
What do I roll to lick the arm?
Well, do you consent to the lick of the arm?
I didn't
You're
ask
gonna
him.
resist.
I didn't
Yeah,
ask
she's
him.
not asking. He's probably like sitting at camp noting down the events that happened today in his journal.
Or thievery.
I mean, you could just roll an attack.
Oh,
there you
dear.
go.
But I got a nat 20 to sneak up and lick his arm.
Okay, so just out. Do you feel your arm at all, or no?
So it's a 1-to-1 replacement for your arm
you
as
do,
a
okay.
yeah.
So yes, you feel just out of the darkness a warm, wet thing go across your arm.
I'm gonna see if I can grab the liquor
Probably.
and then
Okay,
does that beat your fortitude DC? What's your fortitude DC?
there's
My
no way it's
fortitude
more than
is
30.
12,
Why?
so...
Yeah.
I
so.
almost instantly restrain you.
Okay, so Iska, you have Iska just totally, almost totally restrained with your tongue still out.
Iska's Iska seems utterly unconcerned about the fact that they have been scruffed like a unruly kitten, and is smacking their lips, being like, just like the metal.
Couldn't possibly imagine why, he says before sitting her back down.
All right, I think that's a good place to end this session. So next week is the first week of school here, so we're not gonna do it next Sunday, but the Sunday after that. Okay.
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 I'm as much fun as it is to play Turk. I'm also still wondering, especially with the new party comp, like
I went fighter, so your flurry of blows are better. I didn't get to use it. Hold on. I got aggressive block. Just so I can make Turk's flurry better.
What is aggressive block? I forget what that does.
Here, read it. I either force them to move. No, I just put it in chat.
Oh
you'd
my
left
god, you
already.
two could become a fucking nightmare.
I either force them to move 5 feet, and because it's a shove, I can follow them, or they become flat-footed until.
The two of you
Sorry,
flanking an opponent would be an absolute fucking nightmare, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Until the start of my next turn.
Oh, the one thing I want to know from you guys for next session, because it's going to help me prepare, is how you're planning to infiltrate Magnamar.
We're probably going to go through the Darkland. I almost called it the Underdark. It's the Darklands.
It's hard for me not to call it the Underdark.
I'm gonna follow
I mean,
Amity's.
I know.
I'm just gonna follow Amity's lead. Infiltration was never Iska's specialty.
So you know why the Pathfinder wants to go through the Darklands?
Because he's been there before.
It's the first part of the Pathfinder motto: explore, report, cooperate.
Boring. Let's gaslight. You want to know what the what is our part? What is our party even? Does a party have a name? I don't know.
Is going to defer to Lucian on the how to get past the walls, and then how to get around once we're in is where the gaslighting and
Gatekeeping and
the
girl
lies
bossing
probably
comes in.
pick up.
And if the gaslighting fails, there's always a sword.
I'll be real with you. We rarely have to resort to a sword when we gaslight the shit out of people instead.
I'm sorry, we don't have two gaslighters anymore.
Yeah, I have to stretch to throw combat at you guys because otherwise I have
That's why
to
we
make
get so
way
many
more
combat
content.
trials, because
So-
we can't talk our way out of them as easily.
I'm
So,
just like,
like,
yeah, you guys do this fight. I'm not making more content.
The trick is to have them just be opposed in your very goal is the trick.
Yeah.
We don't need two gaslighters. Amity was always our proest gaslighter.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, just monsters that you can't really jump your way
I
in.
really like Lucian, and this was a wonderful first session back. We got a
Oh, yeah, I'm glad
combat,
you
we
like
got
it.
some shenanigans, we
We
made
got
shit
some
up.
memories. We got some feels. We got some.
I will-
Iska
I-
got to
I
lick
had fun.
something.
I
Iska
will
got to lick
say-
something that she shouldn't have been licking.
Especially in a party of 4, it's really hard to fit a ranged striker in a party of 4.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at the composition, I was like, oh, Turk's just going to die if he's solo frontlining.
Yeah. Especially since Constitution I only have a +2 in Constitution.
Here,
right now.
you want to hear my stat spread? Plus
Yes.
4, plus 4 strength, 0 dex, plus 3 con, plus 3 int, 0 whiz, plus 2 charisma.
Nice.
So he's very kind of bookish and somewhat talkative.
Yeah, my current stat spread on Turek is. Hang on a second, let me pull it up.
Oh, but all the way, it's also not 19 or 20. It's just plus 5 or plus 4 now.
Make like an NPC card for Nora so I can give her shit.
Yeah, she's already exists. Let me just share it with you.
Level 1.
Well, okay, I'm sitting on a bunch of cantrip Ray of Frost that won't scale. Nora can have them.
Why can't I find? There you are.
Yeah, my
Okay,
current
odor. There you
setup
go.
for Turek is +9 is
Plus 9.
or +4 strength, +2 con, +3 whiz, +3 dex, +0 for the other 2.
Yeah. Wow, I forgot how much I actually really wanted to play a fighter at some point. Because
Yeah,
I
mean,
do
you throw those
everything.
guys up.
I throw d8s for attacks. I raise shields. I also have a high crit rate. Critting on 15s.
Yeah, fighters are good.
No, Sean's just a
like-
crit whore. Sean has always been a
Okay.
whore for
Okay.
crits.
I'll have you know, my main Pathfinder Society character is a thaumaturge, which isn't a crit monster.
Sean, that is the first time I've ever met you. I've ever heard of you playing a character that wasn't. Sean, the
always
first
wasn't
time we
very
met,
crit
you were
focused.
one of the first things you told me about was how you figure out how to stack feats in first edition Pathfinder, so you could increase your crit range to 14.
That wasn't for Ioworth. Ioworth just used a longbow.
No, I know that,
Um,
but
First
that was one of the
edition
first things you
stacked
told me
features should be
about.
allowed to be stacked.
What
I
I-
gave you guys 60 experience
Yeah.
for all the roleplay.
Thank you.
I am.
But I just love how they handled the proficiency system here. And looking back at Pathfinder First Edition, I believe that this is probably the only way to make an enemy encounter system that actually works by adding level to everything. Because a level 10 monster is going to have a flat, plus 10 to their ability scores regardless, which means they're going to be strictly better than level 7 characters fighting it, right? Just because they're going to be, have an effective +3 on their attack.
The only danger is when you run into DMs for whom it's never occurred to them that just because you are level 7 characters means the cities don't suddenly hire level 8 guards. That's just not how.
So, the way
Yeah.
a lot of the way the APs handle it now is the towns have guards up to the city level. So like if you're an Absalom, obviously there's going to be like level 20 like honor guards in the districts if you guys start causing trouble. And like like they're not even like on patrol; they just literally teleport on top of you, and you're causing trouble at that high level.
Assassin's Creed. Oh look, the mercenaries are after you. Have a boss fight.
I almost like my only issue with it. I like it. My only issue with it is when you get past that threshold to when it becomes impossible. Like, I almost feel like the max difference should be like 5 levels. It's like, once you get past that, it's
Yeah, like so it goes +1, which is it goes +1, then it's +2 moderate, +3 severe, +4 is extreme. By the way, a level +4 encounter has a 50-50 TPK rate math-wise.
yeah.
And then like +5 is just like literally impossible because like literally your fighter is only hitting on like a 13.
Right, exactly. And
And like that means only your marshals only hit on a on a 15 on the die, and then they like none of your
Right.
spells resolve. And it's just like not a fun time for everyone. It just says you die.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with the VTT, it's not hard to deal with because you can just scale anything in the right place.
Yeah. Like you can literally get a guard, override the level, and then just be like, this is technically a level 15, level first level guard. But the cool thing about Pathfinder is like they actually give like enemies interesting abilities.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like
it's easy as the GM because I only have to read it. Just when you're fighting them, you just have to look. Okay, this is what it does.
Okay. What action do they have? What reaction do they have?
Yeah.
I was doing a society module, by the way, that had a really cool boss enemy on it. It was an enemy spearman that had like a special ability for them to like force people to keep their distance. So they like pointed their spear in like a 15-foot cone, and they could strike at anyone entering that cone. It's kind of a cool.
Yeah, they have a lot of cool abilities.
And like you should I can get you the PDFs if you want, but the high level game, Fist of the Ruby Phoenix, has like 10 teams with like each unique abilities and all that.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw like a little bit of a let's play of that. With the
It's
rules
so
warrior.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
And like I'm almost done. Like we're literally on the last session of Fist of the Ruby Phoenix, and I will say by far that's probably my favorite piece of like pre-made adventure ever, because it's just like, what if we made an entire campaign on a anime fucking tournament arc?
It really does seem like an anime.
Like, fighter gets an ability to delete the material plane between you and a target, and either bring them to you or you teleport to them.
Oh, dude, that's like Okuyasu from
Yeah.
It's fucking Virgil from Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah, him too. It's funny that ability is like in lots of different bands.
Like, you literally destroy the material plane between you and a target. That's how good you are with a sword.
It's complete anime. The one ability I could never come to terms with was picking a lock by shooting it.
Yeah, blast lock is very fun.
Like I'm down with anime crazy abilities, and you cut the throw away with the sword. I'm like, just shooting the lock, not picking it.
Here, this is the lock-picking lawyer. Bang!
I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, there you go. Hold on, let me delicately pick this
At
lock.
the very least, you can't do the FF6 anime bullshit of suplexing a train in this game.
Yet.
Yet. I can't Sabin people.
Well,
Ranger gets another one of my. Sorry, before we go,
Yeah.
Ranger has another one of my favorite anime ass abilities called fucking Time Dilation Cascade.
Oh boy.
what does that do?
It gives you 3 effective turns of strikes, where you take 3 turns and you just like make a bunch of strikes, and then your next turn you're stunned 2. You get only a single action your next turn.
Oh, that's awesome. That's like adrenaline from Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Just like the names they hold on.
And then there's kineticist feat names.
Kineticist is just cool.
Huge.
I gave you some stuff.
Oh, you gave Nora some stuff?
This is her daughter now.
And by the way, I had no intention of doing anything with Nora. But you were like, you guys were so into her. I'm like, she's gonna be
Okay,
she's gonna be in there now.
One of us is into her.
Okay, Monk gets an ability called Vitality Manipulating Stance. You've learned to attack meridians and pressure points like your rival. You gain a Vitality Blast range arm strike that is negative damage, has a range of 30 feet, and has versatile positive. When you ever use Stunning Fist, you can choose to have the target make a Fortitude save against dying.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
It replaces your Stunning Fist with, like, I'm going to fucking kill you if you crit fail this.
I replace Stunning Fist with my Fist of the North Star. Bullshit.
Like, they already have that. It's, they already
Death
have that
touch,
ability. Yeah.
basically.
Let's see. Whirlwind Toss. There's Time Dilation Cascade.
What I
Sever
could
Space.
You gave her a wand of magic missiles.
Good
Well,
lord.
you can use it once. It costs so many actions to pull it
She-
out.
You know, so,
She's
like,
dangerous now.
She's 10.
a level -1 commoner Amity has, like, 6 hit points. She can straight up kill someone.
You basically gave her a gun.
Ethics.
Oh, yeah.
You gave her a gun with 1 bullet that regenerates every morning.
Monk also has a feat called Golden Body and has an option which is interesting.
What does it do?
You perfect your body, refining the flex of every muscle and the bend of every joint to maximum efficiency. Your unarmed strikes gain the deadly D12 trait, and you have fast healing 20.
Well, that sounds very Turok.
Just permanent fast healing 20. Why not? What the fuck?
Oh my god, I forgot about this. The bards. You remember the Revelry of the Night Parade because you visit one of the night parades in Book 3 from Japanese mythology. The monster, like the you perform and cast 8th level Mad Monkeys 3 times.
Mad monkeys.
And they call various apparitions such as dancing Tsukumogami or drinking Oni rather than monkeys.
Resistance Ruby Phoenix. Isn't there something like weird gravity shit that wizards can
Yes. Yeah, they do. World Sphere Gravity. Though creating demi-planes usually requires complex rituals, you know how to establish minor planal effects since an imitation of Sindara's masterpieces. If your next action to cast a spell, at least 5 available from your spell slots. You can literally reverse gravity in the area you're affecting. Your fireball can literally send people to the ceiling.
That sounds like fun.
That's pretty awesome.
Or you can just have a fireball that also gives people haste, because why not?
Oh, so they're roasted alive, but they're also a little bit faster now.
You're really fast.
It's good for like it's good on like abjuration wizards where they just like, I'm gonna set down a big AoE of defense for my party, and the party just kind of hangs back and hunkers down. But yeah,
I want them to make a Pathfinder 2nd Edition CRPG.
oh god, this would like. Can you imagine if like Larian did it? And like how
it would be so
like
good.
it feels like Divinity, not Divinity. It feels like Baldur's Gate 3 is constantly fighting against 5th edition. Just like constantly fighting against like it, man.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Don't worry, we're getting a Vampire Survivor clone set in Gallows Spire instead.
Oh wait.
You remember that game, or it's just
Yeah,
it's
the $2 game, right?
It's a $2 game that's
It was fun.
it literally generates free dopamine for your brain. I play it on my phone at work.
But yeah, for now at least, I'm sticking with Monk.
Yeah, Monk's
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
cool.
Yeah, the question is, do I want to take... The question is, because...
Oh, I also didn't get to use it, but my shield also has a trip on it.
Oh, of
Ooh,
course.
nice.
I honestly think that Firebrand, of all the characters, is probably the easiest one to exit the campaign.
Yeah,
Because
Probably.
in a way, he finished his arc.
That's
Yeah,
what
that
I was
was
saying.
the
That's what I
end
was
of his
saying
arc.
to. That's what I was saying to Jennifer. Is like this feels like a very natural place to offboard him.
So,
Yeah,
out of
but-
curiosity, what the
At
fuck?
first,
Is
but
he dead?
Lucian is just so shiny and pretty and
Handsome.
A few weeks ago when I made this decision, I told him I was like, "Hey, I think I just told Josh, hey, he vanished right after collapsing the demiplane."
And by
it's
vanished,
funny
you mean
because
literally vanished.
I was struggling to kind of find something for Firebrand because I'm like, what am I gonna do to motivate him to go down to the city? Like, is he just liberate? I mean, I guess maybe we'll liberate him.
I
But
mean,
I didn't have anything
Firebrand, he's
personal.
literally
So-
anti-fascism.
So-
Fascism is happening.
So what I think is funnier is like while like the party's recounting like who the Firebrand was, it was like, that's just an entire organization here, right? Named the Firebrands.
Which means her, like, this guy just named
Named himself after an entire organization, collapsed a
And then just
demiplane,
fucked
and
off.
then leaves. It's like that meme where he was like, does Y thing, leaves, doesn't explain, leaves.
Maybe he really was the Firebrand. He's a mystical. He's like, he's like the man with no
he
name.
just- Yeah, he just leaves.
The
That's
mysterious
another thing that
stranger.
makes it work. He is the cowboy, so he just gets
Yeah.
to leave.
And
He's
the
just
worst part
fucked
is
up.
he's not even on the same fucking plane as us. Did this motherfucker just
He's-
Stay?
he's falling
just-
into some like really batshit old school Planescape campaign.
No, he's been teleported to the Sergio Leone dimension.
He's jumping portals somewhere.
He's in
Oh god, no, he's in the next Planescape CRPG.
Amity is gonna.
So
like,
is he
once
also
a
in
week or
Sa-
so waste a dream message on him until she gets a more powerful one that doesn't care about planes, and then
And then
he's
gonna get blasted.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be in the
I
middle of
can't-
fucking
I can't-
space, and he's gonna like wake up in the middle of the night with Amity going,
I
Firebrand,
can't.
Firebrand,
I can't.
Firebrand.
I can't.
Where the
Hey,
fuck?
did you guys?
Hey, guys, I gotta go home. I gotta go back to Golarion. There's a pissed off wizard, and she just got
Hey,
my
guys.
number again.
Hey guys, did you know that dream message is unlike using Twitter now because there's no block function?
That's right.
Why?
Elon.
Point.
It's because
Okay,
Elon's
so
trying to take away the
One
block.
of my favorite parts about the second campaign of Critical Role is that their completely chaotic cleric gets a sending spell and is an absolute fucking menace.
Mhm.
It's like halfway through where they stop and think this spell is a problem. This is a really messed up spell for
The
something
best-
that looks so basic.
The funniest part is the funniest is always when she's either runs out of words too soon or has words left over and has to improvise.
Donuts!
No. It's like-
No,
and then
I could
there's-
totally. Go ahead. Sorry.
it's like, if you're not and you're following us, and the entire cast just completely loses it.
I could
It is
totally
the
see.
hardest I've ever seen anyone laugh is in that moment.
It's awesome. I could totally see where this spell is an issue for a DM because, like, you have NPCs that you introduced like 20 years ago. No idea what they're doing. Like, you haven't even thinking of it, and then they're like, "I'm gonna send such and such a message," and you're like,
This is why you take notes as a player.
yeah,
To annoy your GM with things they forgot about months ago.
right. You're like, "I got my notes for this session. That was like 3 months ago."
I mean, it's also it's so immersive though that to treat the world as something that's
Yeah, no, it is.
Living.
Like,
it has
I
no
like.
permanence.
I like improv, right? Like I like when it goes off the rails,
Yeah.
and but I can see where it's difficult. Like it would definitely throw me for a loop a bit if you'd like said something to. Actually, no, I know all the characters pretty well. I find it okay.
she uses it against she uses it to contact significant NPCs. And if she uses it for any other reason, they like elide it. She doesn't give the full thing. They don't wait for a reply. It's just like, look, I'm going to send a message to this person, this person, this person, and this person, and this person who's a significant NPC, and we're going to play it out. So I'm not going to be a menace to you, but I just love the idea that I can send these messages to people and they can do nothing about it.
No, be a menace.
They can't even reply, and I know that going in, I am just bothering you.
By the way,
I don't mind if you be a menace to me. Like, I kind of like those curveballs, but I can see where a lot of GMs would.
By the way, diegetically, sending dream messages to other wizards is probably how the debate for getting rid of spell schools went. Like, a bunch of wizards, and, like, one of them has, like, an interesting argument. He's like, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna send, I'm gonna see what their arguments are, and I'm gonna demolish their opinions with mine.
So you're, like, furiously sleeping?
Yeah.
Wizards don't stay up all night trolling the message
For
boards.
ignoring the new wizard spell schools is that Amity has now fallen out of the academic track and is going to spend the next several hundred years talking about how maybe in a couple of years she'll go back to school.
And then
I also
never
like
doing it.
how there's all these serious plots, and then Turek, like, he's like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with the closest thing to a proper martial arts teacher he's ever had.
You know what?
Poor Turek.
Turek is just a Disney, like, the Disney Renaissance protagonist trying to find his place in the world.
Poor Turek is just trying to become a real showstopper, and Iska's over here having a traumatic moment, and Amity's over here leaving messages for her father figure who's not picking
Turek
up, and adopting children and goblins. And
by the way, Lucian's probably the most serious character I've ever rolled up.
Well, that's not gonna last.
No, I know exactly what Turek is. Turek is a jobber trying to move up from not being a jobber.
Poor Turek.
That's what he is.
I mean,
he's trying to not be performance talented.
He did just save, like, this entire, like, land, locks in another plane. He's got a good reputation now. It's there.
But yeah, given the fact that how many times he's gotten his ass handed to him, I say the performance talent comparison is pretty accurate.
Poor guy did get possessed and is still possessed.
He did get possessed.
And is still
at
possessed.
least he came to terms with the person possessing him.
I know, but it's still so fucking funny that you're the asshole who got possessed.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have got stabbed.
Yeah, get stabbed, loser. God. It's so
All
easy.
right.
Iska does it all the time. Iska also specifically has reach spell and goes for spells that have a longer range.
You're like you're always like in the farthest back. I remember once you used your movement skill to like get right up in there and had the monster like beat you up, and ever since then you're like way back.
Yeah.
I got warp step just so I could stay farther back from people.
Hey, speaking of warp
Smart.
step, my Wayfinder can cast it on me.
Good for you.
Oh,
I
wow.
can cast it on myself like a real man.
My Wayfinder's nice.
Like a real man,
Meanwhile,
I can cap warp step on myself.
Meanwhile,
All men can do that.
I just run really fast.
Like a fucking anime. Like a little cartoon. A little.
Do you have your arms behind your back like Naruto?
I was thinking more like a Roadrunner cartoon where his legs are just a circular
Those
blur.
legs keep moving. Yep.
Well, I want to make a joke, but it's kind of spoilery.
Don't spoil it.
I don't. It's One Piece spoiler, so I'm not going to make the joke.
Oh, not if it's recent One Piece. If it's old One Piece, I don't care. I've seen that.
I don't give a shit about One Piece.
It's like this year One Piece.
Oh yeah, no, I don't say because I haven't watched.
Yeah,
it.
I'm not making the joke. It just got animated this month.
It's also like when you invest like 800 episodes in a show, you definitely don't want to have spoiled.
Yeah.
Have they found the One Piece yet?
The One Piece was
They're
the friendship they found along the way.
They're getting. They are getting close. I will say that they're getting closer.
Friendship
Closer
is
as compared-
magic. I don't know anything about One Piece. Okay, I gotta go, guys. I have
me
an open
too.
tomorrow.
It's good.
So, yeah, it was good talking to you all again. It was great having the session.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna-
I miss you guys.
It's
Yeah,
good to be back.
absolutely. Good to be back. All right. I'll
I'm-
talk to you all
I
later.
miss
Good
Saturn.
night.
I miss
Bye.
Saturn.
Night, night.
We will,
Don't we
I will
all?
keep,
Yeah.
I'm keeping their art as
do.
long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace.
Good night.
Gotta
See you
go to
guys.
work.
All right. Thank you, everybody. All right. Hang on. There we are. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I don't know if you caught that earlier, but it will not be D&D next week. It will be probably regular Stardew with Julio and hopefully Hannah. Well, the week after D&D will resume again.